Right on time. I like the background, Miles. I mean, Pat. I like the background.
So Patrick.
What's up, y'all?
All right, we should be going live. Perfect timing. What's up, Michael?
Hello.
Oh
my God! At least they didn't go Mac Jones.
Trey Lance?
Seriously?
Yeah, they took Lance.
Trey Lance!
I'll take it.
Nice.
Fucking take it. I knew it wasn't going to be Jones. I knew Shanahan wasn't a fucking idiot.
Whoa there. Should be going live.
Well,
What's up, Michael? We'll just edit that out. We won't keep that recording.
oh my God! At least they didn't go Mac Jones.
Are you watching it? No, but I knew it wasn't going to be Fields because we really didn't hear anything about him in the Niners for like the last couple weeks. So I knew he was out, but I was pretty certain it was going to be Mac Jones. Like, I'm not even going to lie. I think I was pretty sure.
I saw the betting markets move toward Lance kind of today, so that was a signal. But I really did think it was going to be him too. I'm just wondering, are the Bears going to trade up for him now, or are the Falcons going to take him? Let's see.
I think he might drop, honestly. I think he's going to drop.
Yeah,
Is
same.
that really better than Fields, though? I think Fields has a lot more talent.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like the Niners are the only team that thought Mac Jones was better than Justin Fields.
I feel like Lance has more he's raw, right? He's really young, and he's apparently has a cannon, right?
Yeah, he's got a
but
cannon.
He just doesn't have the experience, right?
Yeah, he's got the typical FCS question marks. It reminds me of Carson Wentz coming in, where it's North Dakota State doesn't have a lot of games under his belt, too. He's only one and a half year starter, basically. So not a lot of tape.
Really only 1 year because I think he had 17 total career starts. So
Yeah, that sounds right.
And North Dakota State made a run for the championship that year. So I think all those starts came from that season.
I think they said he played one game this year, if I'm not crazy.
It was one game,
Yeah, I think he played one game because I think I don't know if they had a game or if it was
they scheduled literally one game for him to put on NFL draft tape, I think. Just one.
It's so dumb because you don't learn from about a player through one game. You have to see their progression through a whole season. See how they've improved and see their improvements through a whole season. You're not just going to learn if you got better with one game.
I like the pick. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. I just think that you can't throw him in week one. I think that you kind of have to keep Jimmy now, because I don't know how I feel about throwing him in, given the inexperience and that he still probably has a lot of work to do. So honestly, I'd probably sit him a year.
Yeah, at least for the start of this year, Garoppolo is going to be the week one starter, pretty much for sure.
All right, I just tweeted our live stream, so if you guys want to go to the KWS Sports account and retweet, text your friends, text your family.
All right.
Get
Post it.
13 people up in here.
We need to beat our record from last time.
What was it? 15? I don't even remember.
I think it was 13 or 14 for the NBA draft.
Cash money.
Do you think they go quarterback here or no?
I think they're gonna go Kyle Pitts. It seems like they really love Kyle Pitts, but I don't know. I'm curious because I don't see, aside from Atlanta, I don't really see another team in the top 10. Maybe Carolina, maybe Denver that will draft a quarterback, or maybe if Fields drops to Detroit, maybe they just roll the dice on it. But I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are going to take Pitts. What's funny, it's because at the beginning of the draft process, I remember the Giants were always getting mocked to Pitts. And then everyone's like, yeah, he's really good, but, tight ends aren't very valuable. And then as time going on, they're like, no, wait, this guy's actually going to be really valuable.
Yeah, I remember there was always that talk of oh, should the Cowboys take him if he falls to 10? And there's this huge debate. and like people like Cowboys fans are like, yeah, draft him. We're like, no, don't draft him. And then like as like it's gotten closer to the draft, I think we just all like collectively realize like he's probably not even gonna be there at 10, and he probably won't even be there at like 5 or 6. So it's really useless.
No. You guys might steal a corner from us though, because apparently the Giants are interested in corner too. So we'll see.
I was gonna say the Cowboys are like guaranteed to take a corner, pretty much, right?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they take a Slater. I think offensive line depth is pretty important, especially after this year that like everyone was pretty much hurt, and Tyron Smith and Zach Martin, they've suffered like injuries. So I think I wouldn't hate it, but I really want Patrick Surtain. I know right now my background is Kyle Pitts, but I just I'm still hopeful for some reason, but we'll see. I heard that the Eagles might wanted to trade up in front of the Cowboys to get a corner.
Wow. Okay. So Schefter just tweeted 49ers did not tell their coaches or scouts their pick. They didn't know the team was selecting Trey Lance until the pick was announced. That's amazing. The NBA could never.
Well, I think what it was the reports were saying Shanahan really wanted Mac Jones, right? And like everyone else was like in on Lance. But
Yeah,
it makes sense that they didn't tell him because I'm sure he's not horribly happy about this.
But like no scouts either. Like I thought that was their job, you know. Like I thought that was unless all they did was just give them information on everyone and then just like
I think they probably did that. Just like make the board and then they're not going to tell you who they're going to pick, but they have the board, you know.
Exactly. I think I'm pretty sure that's what happened, but that's honestly that's probably why we didn't hear any leaks or anything up until like maybe last week, right?
Like I said, I'm pretty sure they're tired of all these leaks. They're just getting leaked about this whole Mac Jones situation for the past like month. So they're probably just like, no one's getting told anything.
Because I was rooting for
Ooh, pick is in.
Pick is in. Pat, are you ahead of us? What are you? Did they already announce the pick?
Yeah, they announced the pick on my end.
It's
he's ahead of.
Okay, cool.
There's a slight delay. That's why. Oh, not surprised, but it's time for me to change my background.
Oh, ouch.
Uh-oh.
I guess it makes sense if somehow this offense makes it work this year with Matty Ice one more time, but how many more years can you be in denial that you need a quarterback of the future?
Yeah, honestly, I thought this was the worst move they could probably make. Like, not that like Kyle Pitts is like a bad pick or something. It's just like your defense is so depleted. You don't have a quarterback of the future. It's like sure you're going to score like 35 points a game, but you're also going to give up 50. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could sneak in with the wild card spot, but
yeah, their point differential wasn't that bad last year, right? Like
they were in games all year. Like they weren't horrible. They had like those couple of bad breaks for like the Cowboys game where they lose it on the onside kick, stuff like that happen all the time.
I think the Cowboys one, and then right after that, the week right after that, I think was it the Bears, or I don't know if it was the Bears or the Lions or someone that they also.
I think it's the Lions.
Yeah, you're right. I think it was the Lions. So it's like they've always been in the game. It's just I don't know really what you're gonna do with that defense. But I think in terms of offense, they're it was either go all in for this year with Matt Ryan or get Matt Ryan's replacement. You know.
Yeah, I would have taken Justin Fields if it was me. It seems like a match made in heaven, right? Georgia. Well, I guess he transferred from Georgia. Never mind.
He doesn't look too happy. He hasn't even smiled. I don't know if he's just like, I don't know if he's just like a calm person, but he hasn't even smiled at all. I mean, so do you think Atlanta trades Julio Jones now, or that's been something that's
been on the chopping block? Right?
I think if you're keeping, if you're drafting Pitts and deciding to go all in with like this year with Matt Ryan and all that, you have to keep Julio. Like,
yeah, one more year at least.
So just to go back to Trey Lance for a second, it seems to me that the Niners could have maybe saved a little something by they could have just traded directly with the Eagles to get the 6th pick, and Trey Lance likely would have still been available, right? So why trade all the way up to 3 for the Dolphins and give up more? I think they could have gotten away with just taking Trey Lance at 6.
I think the Falcons also like really like Trey Lance, and there's like a lot of reports of like I think on most boards he was probably like quarterback 3 for a lot of people, and I think most of the NFL they viewed Trey Lance higher than they viewed Justin Fields. So I mean maybe, but again we don't know. I think it's better that they played it safe and like guaranteed themselves their quarterback.
Yeah, I they always say like if you think you got your guy, like there's no price that's like for example when the Chiefs traded all the way up to get Mahomes that one year they traded I think from like the mid-20s all the way to number 12 or whatever it was. But I don't know about that either, because at the same time like it kind of seems like they didn't know who they wanted, so I don't know, like did they feel comfortable like, oh, if we go Mac Jones or Trey Lance regardless we feel good about it, or I don't know. That's a really interesting one. Let's see.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting topic.
But I don't know. I think we always saw that maybe trading Jimmy G, but I don't really think it happens, honestly.
Contract.
You can't really.
The season starts at least. It'd probably be harder to do it during the season. So yeah, I don't see that.
But I'm with Miles. That contract is just too much. You're gonna have a hard time finding someone to take that contract.
Ooh, the Falcons fully vaccinated draft room.
It's so funny. They have the players interviewing with the reporter, socially distanced, and then in the background you see throngs of fans packed into the stadium. It just doesn't make any sense.
I saw that like the front section are like they all had to like show like proof of being fully vaccinated or something like that. Like all of them had to be vaccinated. So I mean, I guess that's cool, but yeah, it's not really a great sight. Like you just see like socially distanced, and then there's just a wave of people behind them.
Yeah,
it's crazy how Kyle. I think had there been a combine, even without a combine, I thought like Kyle Pitts might go a little later, but I just think like the hype and like the athleticism and all that just kind of got everyone to convince themselves like, you know what, who cares if it's a tight end at 4, or like who cares if it's a tight end at top 5.
It's a positionless game more and more nowadays, I feel like, where it's just like you want a weapon on who you can flex inside and outside, and he's perfect for that, right?
Yeah, I think you see guys like Kelsey and stuff now that you can just move wherever you want. Like tight ends don't have to just be on the line of scrimmage anymore.
Yeah, and he's like a positionless player. Like, I mean, I think I saw that like 88% of his snaps he was lined up out wide. Like, he wasn't lined up as a tight end. So, labeling him as a tight end is kind of like inaccurate. It isn't really capturing who he is. But he could still block. I mean, I was watching, and like whenever he was on the line, he could go up against like the linebackers and like defensive ends and just like at least get some hold his ground. So, I mean, he could probably do everything you want out of him to be a tight end, but also be a true like X receiver.
Yeah, and it was like I think like Pat and I were saying not too long ago in the chat, like if you have a dominant tight end or an athletic tight end, you can't put a safety on him because Kyle Pitts is 6'5", and then you can't put a linebacker because he's also incredibly fast. He has like 4.4 speed or whatever it was. So you can't really do much about it.
You have to double team.
What was it? Yeah, definitely. But like when you have like Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley also there, like you can't really double. You have to choose who to double, and then you're leaving it up to, single coverage. So I don't know. I think in terms of offensive side, there's really no question of like, okay, they're going to be maybe record breaking if they stay healthy, but I don't know about that defense. Last year they were pretty awful, and I don't know what improvements they've done or what improvements they could do.
Who knows? Maybe it's addition by subtraction. I kind of wonder about their second round pick though. Like, if they like add more to the offense or actually try to patch up the defense. Because if I was them, I'd probably just go all out on offense. Like, I feel like no matter who you take on defense, that defense is gonna be terrible. So maybe if like I don't know, like I've seen Javonte Williams get mocked to them in the second round, and I think maybe like giving Arthur Smith another Derrick Henry, like that could be. Or I mean, he's not Derrick Henry, but he's a similar style, I guess. But
Is he
no,
big? Like, is he
5'10", 220. Like he's
Okay.
shorter, but he only weighs he's like 6 inches shorter, but he only weighs 20 less pounds. So
Wow. Yeah,
But
that'd be a good pick for them.
I think. Do they still have Gurley? He looked pretty washed like the last 2 years, but I think they still have him, right?
I have no idea.
I think they still. I'm not too. Let me double check that right now.
I don't think they
also have-
do.
Yeah, I
But
don't
they
think they
also
do
have-
either.
They also have Mike Davis. What's his name?
Oh,
From
yeah.
Carolina. So
The
I
Bengals are about to make their pick.
Oh yeah, he is a free agent. That was my fault. I forgot. But Mike Davis, I think he had I don't know. They're gonna make the pick. Pat, who do you guys think? Who do you guys think the Bengals? I think they should go O-line, but
Yeah,
I
if
don't
it's
know.
not Sewell, I don't know what they're doing.
Jamar Chase.
I
They're gonna
think-
go Chase.
I know. I think they should go O-line, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna go receiver. So I
Pick the
don't
star on
really.
my end.
Yeah, dang, I'm way behind. That's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know how you watch your first overall picked quarterback tear his ACL and say we don't need offensive line help.
This is Jamar Chase, right?
Yep.
I mean, I get it. Like, he's a great player, and you want to give Burrow weapons, and he has some pretty good weapons right now. And if you want to play like 3 wideout, it's a great addition. But I mean, like, I think like Miles is saying, or Michael was saying, you saw your quarterback of the future just like get absolutely destroyed by his offensive line, not even halfway through the season. So I don't know.
I think
I
there will hopefully be. I think what I've been hearing at least is that there's a pretty deep tackle draft this year. So like you hope if you're the Bengals, there's a good one sitting there in the second round. But
Yeah, but the consensus best tackle was sitting here at this pick, and you just said no. Like, I get that it's a deep class, but it's also like you should be getting the best guy you could possibly get to protect your quarterback.
I agree. I kind of thought it should have been Penei Sewell too, but at the same time, again, like Miles said, it's a deep tackle class. Maybe they can, like, again, I do hope that their next 2 picks at least are, offensive linemen. And but again, they're probably gonna live all day out of 11 personnel, like Omar said, 3 wide. That's kind of like what the Rams do, and that's probably one of the best receiving corps, or at least one of the best young receiving corps, because you got T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, I think is like 25, 26 around there. And then now you get Jamar Chase, and he's only like 20, 21. So it's a really dynamic offense. And, Jamar Chase, one of his best things is like when he gets the ball in his hands, he's kind of like AJ Brown once he gets the ball in his hands. Like you can design some stuff up for him and get the ball out of Burrow's hands quickly if you want.
Well, that's perfect for Zach Taylor's offense, right? He's all about quick throws, huh?
But he has to. Because
Well,
if
yeah.
Burrow has to hold the ball more than 3 seconds, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's by necessity, but also by design, right?
Yeah, and also the crossing routes and all that. The Sean McVay disciples love to run, just get them moving and then scheme them open.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I think in terms of offensively, I get it. I get why you would do it and why, you want to give Joe Burrow another weapon, especially like his college teammate who he had like a historic season with. But at the same time, you better hope that you identified like some pretty good O linemen in the later rounds that you can say like, oh, I can plug them in here and I'll be fine. Because I think they were like, I don't know if they were dead last, but they were pretty close to dead last in terms of offensive line. So I think, I don't know. Ooh, the Miami pick is in. Who do you look going on to Miami? I don't know. It's like that's
it's
a
gonna be Waddle, right?
That'd be interesting. Yeah,
I feel like he's like this year's Ruggs, the Alabama receiver who like didn't have as good a production but was so fast and athletic. The NFL is just salivating over him.
I think
Well,
the Tyreek. Sorry, Pat.
Go ahead. No, you got it,
Oh,
bro.
I was going to say the Tyreek Hill like becoming like a thing of just like this super speedy receiver. It changed everything. So now you're a lot of GMs or a lot of front offices are going back to like the Al Davis thinking of like, oh, if he's super fast, like we can use him because you see how Tyreek Hill absolutely changes the game. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. At first I had Smith ahead of Waddle, but after like what I've seen the last couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure Waddle's gonna go in front of him. So I would assume that's the pick, but if they go so well, I wouldn't shock me either.
This is my theory. Sorry, I'll let you go, Pat. You were waiting to say
Oh.
something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like Miles to like his lack of production was mainly explained by the ankle injury because he fractured his ankle like 5 weeks in, and I think he's more fluid than a Henry Ruggs. Like he moves so much more better in space. Like Henry Ruggs, he honestly looked kind of stiff a few times this year. Like he just didn't move well. Like if you watch Waddle, he kind of glides whenever he has the ball in his hands. And again, it's like he isn't only like a deep threat like as a burner, but he can like he's really good with the ball in his hands too. And he was outproducing Devontae Smith until the injury, so there could have been a much closer debate between the two until like before the injury. But still, like, he could be a legit pick here if Miami loves him.
That's a good point. I didn't know about that ankle injury. But I think my theory is honestly the Eagles traded from 6 to 12 because they wanted Devontae Smith the whole time, and then they realized, hey, he's sliding, so we can trade down even more, get some more capital, and still probably be able to get him at 12.
I don't think they're that smart.
Dangerous game.
No, they're not that smart. Yeah.
I thought for sure, yeah, that's true. They're not that smart, but I thought for sure they would go receiver at 12. But I don't know. Like I think they might go corner because what is their thinking of like, do we really want to give up on Jalen Reagor like this fast? Like he was pretty injured most of the time, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did it. But I think they're gonna announce the pick right now, right? Let's see.
Pat, I feel like he's already got it.
Pat's already got it. But Eagles receiving core was just so average. I would totally understand if they go receiver.
Are we going to be right again? I think we've been pretty spot on, right?
We're right.
You're right.
Is Jalen Waddle?
Waddle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
so
pretty
this
sure
is where the
it's
draft really starts. The Lions.
I don't know. It honestly, we got to like the 7th pick really fast. It feels like it hasn't. I don't know.
Way faster.
Yeah, Miami was like immediate. I did not even realize their pick was in that fast.
They're reuniting. That's another duo that gets reunited from Burrow to Chase and now Tua to Waddle. That's a good pick, though. I like it.
Devontae Smith. That's pretty cool.
I would have probably preferred Penei Sewell though, because again, their offensive line isn't good either. Like, and they just traded like one of their starting Eric Flowers. I mean, he isn't good, but
he wasn't great. But yeah, he was their starter.
Yeah, so I mean, I would have liked for them to add an offensive lineman. Again, Penei Sewell, he's slipping like I thought he might, but I kind of like it. Again, he could stretch the field. I mean, they only have Will Fuller on a 1-year contract, so there's really no commitment there. And again, you could scheme him open, do a lot of those. Like he's really good with screens too. Once he gets the ball and gets going upfield, he's really dangerous. So I like him. I think it's a solid pick. I would have probably preferred offensive lineman, but Waddle's still a baller.
Which picks are we had? They are going fast.
I think Sewell. It's got to be Sewell for the Lions, right?
I was gonna say I think Sewell too.
They've got to be
really
themselves that he's still there.
I feel like the Lions are gonna surprise us for some reason. I just feel like
Mac Jones. Mac Jones.
I'm saying everything. They're not gonna go quarterback. I think they're at least gonna commit to Goff 1 year.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to though. Like, at least just have a gap year of like, unless they like love Fields like a lot, which I didn't really hear much. But of course, you don't really hear anything. But unless they like love Fields and they didn't think it was going to be there, then you take him. But if you don't really love anyone, just I guess kind of roll the dice on Goff, and if he works out, then like you can kind of have something there. And if he doesn't, you'll probably be bad enough to get one of the top picks next season.
Jared Goff is not going to work out.
Oh, it's not going to work out. He has no offensive line. He doesn't have the same kind of talent or scheme. It's not going to work out.
They're tanking. I think
Absolutely just a tank, yeah.
Surprised that they didn't trade down here because I could have sworn that the rumors were that they're trading for sure. Like that.
Yeah, they have a million things they need to fix. I think they should trade
I think
down.
they might, right? Or they already the pick is in. Wow. Okay.
This pick could be for someone else. They could be picking and then just trading the pick.
That's true. They could be like figuring it out later. Maybe time crept up on them or something. It happens, but
dude,
dang, I really hope they don't. I really hope
time crept up on.
I really hope
big leagues. Come on, Lions.
I think it's
really
hope. He fits like what? Like again, Dan Campbell said he wants kneecap biters, and it's like Penei Sewell's a kneecap.
That is the exact reason why I think he goes to Sewell, because the whole introductory press conference is what I'm going off of.
He literally fits that perfectly. Like he will literally run at people and then just pancake them. Like he's a beast. Like it's a good pick. This is kind of like, I guess, like if it's Sewell, of course, like I like that. You should start with your offensive line. Like
yeah, you got to start in the trenches because they don't have the receiver talent that they used to have. Running back is still kind of a question mark for me. I'm not sold on Swift.
I love Swift. But
you like Swift? I'm still got questions. And then obviously there's no passing game now. So, I mean.
I don't think their offensive line is as bad, though. They kind of have this one center named Ragnow he's good from according to PFF. I was looking at he was pretty highly graded. And I don't think Taylor Decker, their left tackle, is bad either. So, I think they overpaid for Vitae, but Sewell, I think, should be a good pick. And I'd have a little bit more faith. Like Jared Goff, he can't feel a rush for anything. So it could help giving him like two good tackles. With Sewell and Decker.
I think Michael knows all about the Jared Goff experience. So I mean, if he was in the perfect situation and they still kind of struggled, it might be a nightmare. So if I was Detroit, I'd maybe take like a late round like flyer on someone, if you can find someone like maybe with potential. But yeah, I don't know. Did they announce it, Pat? Not yet. They're gonna take, because the pick's been in for like a couple minutes now.
I think they gotta do all these like interviews and stuff. So even though that's in, they still gotta do all the TV stuff.
Yeah. Going back to the go first.
Is more likely to be the next quarterback taken at this point, Fields or Jones. Like who's gonna?
I think Fields.
I still stick with Fields because like I was saying earlier, I still think that San Francisco is the only team that thought that highly of Mac Jones.
But did they even feel that highly of him? Because in the end, they didn't even take him.
I don't think the rumors come from nowhere. Like I don't think they just again, it could be a smokescreen, but again, our perception is that they may have been the highest team on Mac Jones, and even if it wasn't true, that I didn't see anyone else maybe love Mac Jones as much as the Niners.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because like if the Niners, I remember I said if the Niners don't take Mac Jones, I can easily see him like falling out of the top 10 because if Atlanta went Pitts, which they did, I don't see anyone trading up for Mac Jones, but I do see the possibility of someone trading up to get Justin Fields. So
yeah. And if that was my job and I had to choose between Justin Fields and Mac Jones, I'm taking Justin Fields. It's just the safer, even if Mac Jones ended up being the better guy, I think right now it's just a safer pick.
The Detroit draft room looks pretty happy. They're jumping around, and I don't know if it's just Dan Campbell, though, if he's just like that. But, everyone seems to just be jumping around. They seem pretty excited about this pick.
It's Sewell.
It's Sewell.
Got some protection. Maybe you'll show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good start.
You guys think the Patriots are going to trade up now with Carolina's pick?
I wonder if Carolina takes Fields. I know they have Sam, but it's
Trade
like
away
That would
Bridgewater.
actually, I would respect that move because you just got to get the quarterback position right. It doesn't matter that you have two of them, you know?
And also, they have like, I think the deadline to pick up Darnold's 5th-year option is coming up soon. So I think if they get Fields, Darnold could just be like a 1-year thing, right? But I don't know.
yeah, there's a reason they haven't picked it up. They're like, maybe they knew this. Like maybe they're like, oh, we just wanted to get him just in case we don't have anyone that we wouldn't need to pick here.
They honestly didn't even give that much up for Darnold, so it wouldn't be that huge of a blow, I feel like, if they went quarterback here. And they could still get something for him.
Yeah.
Does Denver go quarterback though? I just really hope that like there's at least either Horn or please Sertan just be there at 10. I just want him to be there at 10, one of the two, and I'll be perfectly fine. But
I think you guys are getting Horn, honestly.
I have this weird feeling that someone like the Eagles or someone is going to come in and just trade up and then like get Sertan because I don't know. But it's getting
The
close.
whole Aaron Rodgers thing is throwing it
that's what
off
I was gonna say.
because if Denver really does get him, then I that was my spot for them getting potentially Fields. But if
Yeah, is that
they
gonna
end up getting
happen?
Rodgers, yeah.
Is that happening for real? And could it happen right now? Like right before the Broncos pick?
I mean, you would assume, right?
It's got to be on
You
the
would
table, right? Yeah.
You would assume like at least with them because the Broncos have 9 right now. It's Carolina, so you'd assume that Denver's probably getting in like their last offers. Just we'll give you this, this, and this, and just hoping they accept. Because if not, then you probably have to go elsewhere once you're on the clock. But if I had to guess, they're probably just giving them their like final offers. If Green Bay is even picking up the phone, but which I don't know.
I don't think they're picking up the phone. I think it's a no. But the Panthers are still on a clock, and there's a minute and a half left. So they're debating this right now.
They got New England on the horn. They got other teams who want a quarterback. They got the Bears on the phone. They're trying to milk them for the best offer, I think.
Honestly, I think you're right, Miles. I think there's definitely just winding down the clock because they're trying to get like that desperate team that just like throw in another extra like second rounder or another extra third or first. So they're trying to get those like last desperate picks. But
How many more picks do the Bears have to give away though? They're kind of in the same boat. Like what year do their first round picks start again? Because they don't really have that many.
I mean, but if you're the Bears, like who cares if you think you have your?
I think the Bears still have them. My bad, Omar. I think they have them at like now. I think the Khalil Mack stuff is done, but
Good, okay. Then yeah, maybe they make the pick.
But it was like the same thing I was talking about. The same thing I saw about the Broncos applies to the Bears as well. If you've been like god awful at identifying quarterback talent and you can make a trade for Aaron freaking Rodgers, just who cares? Like that's going to be the best quarterback you'll have, the best quarterback you've had in the last, I don't know, ever. So it's just like, I don't think there's a price like that. You're like, oh, maybe that's a little too steep. If you know that you're pretty terrible at drafting quarterbacks or even identifying them.
Pick is in. So
they don't identify quarterbacks in Denver. They identify tall white men to play the quarterback position.
They have big arms too. If they look like John Elway, they're going to the Broncos.
Yeah, that's the scouting department. Is they just take a picture of or get a picture of the quarterback and then put it next to a young John Elway, and then that's how they select.
I like that, Michael. It is the 1-to-1 comparison. Oh, yep. Tall, white, big arm, big hands. Yeah.
We like it. Let's see.
Here they go.
Turn up the volume, or I don't know. Let's see.
I refreshed twice and I'm still not on the same speed as Patrick.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was saying, I have like YouTube TV, so mine's delayed a bit. So like I just get the reactions from you guys. So that's why I was like, if whoever has it first, like I guess, or
Drop the bomb,
whoever's-
Patrick. Drop the
It's a
bomb.
false alarm. My bad. I thought they were like, because they were looking at the stage, and then I was like, "Oh, is he coming up?" But then they cut back to like the broadcast crew. I was like, "What?"
Is this the first pick that took the whole time?
Feels like it.
Definitely
Right?
feels like it.
I'm kind of upset though because like I made a trade because of all the reports that Detroit was trading down, and but originally I had them taking Sewell. I would have been 7 for 7 so far. I'm kind of hurt by that. But
Well, yeah, this is the first pick where I feel like there's no real obvious choice. Like now it's really getting interesting.
I think
Okay,
now,
now
I
here
think
we
at
go.
this point, I think at this point it's kind of like, what do you want? You know, like, do you want possibly a quarterback, or do you want, I don't know.
Pat's got the headset off. Goodell's giving him that sweet. Oh, he's going crazy. What is?
Oh no!
JC Horn.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Oh!
Wow. Wow.
Ah!
Mickey Mouse.
That feels like a.
A bit of
I
a
don't
reach,
know. It's a good
honestly.
pick. Like
I think it's a good pick.
He's a good man corner. I like him. He's got that mentality. Like, he's kind of like reminds me of Jalen Ramsey because he talks a ton of smack and like, he's super physical. I like that. But, I thought maybe they were going to go with an offensive lineman and try to help Sam. But, I mean, after last year, they went full defense. So maybe that's what they want their identity to be. I mean, after all, Matt Rule is a defensive guy.
Yeah, it feels like they're trying to shore up the defense still.
Can we say that this is like the first like surprise? Because I don't remember if I saw any mock drafts of JC Horn to Carolina. I knew that they were probably in the market for one, but I thought after they signed I forgot who they signed, but I thought that was kind of
Yeah.
but yeah, Bouye. Oh my god, I swear if Denver picks Patrick Surtain, I'm
Jeez.
logging off.
If the Eagles trade up right now,
Third best
I would even.
corner.
Oh my god!
this is the first surprising pick, though. Like, I did not see this coming at all. Like, wow. It's not a bad pick, though. I'm just like, it's like came out of nowhere. This is the first one where I'm like, I didn't see no reports like this. Like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
I was either thinking they were gonna go Horn or offensive lineman, but I feel like right here it's kind of a stretch for one of the other linemen. So for me, it kind of makes sense.
I thought Slater was ranked pretty highly, but I guess not. Right?
Yeah, I think he is. They just must have liked Horn more.
It's because he has 33-inch arms, guys. He can't play tackle at the next level.
Oh, I saw
Nah,
that. I saw that.
It is a legit concern, though, because there's only like 2 tackles below 33. Like 34 is the threshold for a lot of guys, but at the same time, it's like Slater's feet move so well, and he's just so like ahead, like he just thinks so quick that it doesn't really I don't think his arms make too much of a difference for him. But at the same time, I mean, he's slipping.
Goes for Slater if he falls.
Gettleman would love him.
He would, yeah. I wouldn't be opposed, honestly. I think they've done a lot of work with the weapons, so might as well shore up the O-line. I mean, the defense needs work for sure, but
I feel like at 11 wouldn't be a bad pick. I feel like that's not a stretch.
I want to say that's where they pick Eric Flowers or around that range, which is just PTSD, but hopefully it works out better this time.
He could play guard too, though. Like because I like the tackles New York has, because I think Andrew Thomas, like the reason it looked kind of bad for him was because like he didn't have like a great season like every other tackle, like, or the other 4 tackles, like him and his group of 4, Thomas, Wills, Worse, and Becton. Like he kind of had just a normal rookie season, like you expect out of a tackle, while the other ones were really good. So I think he'll still be all right. I still think that's a fine pick. And I like their Matt Pert, who they got in the 3rd round last year. I thought he was pretty good, and like he had a lot of sleeper potential. So if you want to take Slater, he can easily play guard year one. Like he has that flexibility to play all 5 positions on the line.
And we, like you said in the chat, Patrick, we need a replacement for Zeitler, so he kind of would slot in perfectly. So we'll see. We're getting to the good stuff now. 9, 10, 11.
I'm very nervous. Very, very nervous. You guys have no idea. I'm literally
You're not even on the clock yet. You're not even on the clock yet.
This is literally like the biggest pick because if Denver goes corner, like you hope someone wants to trade up and maybe trade down.
Yeah, I guess you guys got to trade down then, right?
Yeah, because like
smart.
Maybe
or
Micah Parsons, but
you could take Slater.
I feel like if you trade back like to 15, you can either get the USC guard or you can get like Slater. I feel like either one you'd be pretty decent.
What do you guys think?
This is terrible. They already got Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby. Why would they go corner? Just go quarterback or something. They're really draining out the time though. I wonder if they're getting offers.
They're probably
I'm so nervous right now.
Oh, Jerry's on the phone. What are you talking about? He's like, "Are you sure you're not taking corner at 9?"
The Packers are still talking. I don't know.
Yeah,
they do have a new GM
right now, or they were.
They ain't Elway anymore.
I got the throwback Tony Romo jersey on. You already know this is a great jersey that I bought when I was in middle school. So, and it still fits me because I bought it really big at the time. But yeah, I'm hoping this gives good luck, but it's kind of ironic because he was undrafted. So we'll see. I don't know. Come on, Denver. Just either trade. Patrick turned off his camera. That's a terrible move.
I was gonna ask Pat, what does he think of Micah Parsons? Is that?
I've heard a lot of like that. Like some people don't like him, but I don't know. I don't really know much of like because he didn't really play. He didn't play last year, so he
was really good the year before, right?
Yeah, they're saying he's really good. So I don't know like what people think about him, but I saw him more like I saw the Giants as a pretty like a common spot.
I'd be fine with that.
Dang it. Who's 14? Vikings. I saw him to Minnesota as well. So I think that would kind of work because Minnesota's defense last year was pretty awful. So
I think their issue though is more corner than it is linebacker in Minnesota. Their corner talent's kind of gone now.
I mean, they got Patrick Peterson.
Oh yeah, 33-year-old Patrick Peterson.
I mean, if Mike Zimmer could get like the last ounce of like ancient Terrence Newman or right, what was his name? Like remember he just like he was like 41 still playing safety. Yeah. Like if he can still find a slot for him, I'm pretty sure Patrick Peterson will be fine. Whether it's moving to safety or staying at corner and playing in a specific way that kind of like doesn't make him exposed or doesn't leave him one-on-one, but
keep explaining it away, Omar.
Peterson, if Peterson just isn't in a position to be one-on-one anymore, I think he's still solid. He's just not the same like lockdown. I think he's still a solid corner.
Pick is in.
Let's see Fields pick. Do you guys think this is Fields? Like,
could be.
I wouldn't be surprised. If
it's Fields though, that means the Rodgers trade's not happening because I don't imagine Green Bay trades for another quarterback if they already have Jordan Love.
Yeah, I don't think the trade went through there.
Out on Jordan Love all of a sudden.
Is it coming out to announce it yet?
No.
No, they haven't. No.
Oh my God.
Oh, just go Mac Jones. Should be Fields.
Go Mac Jones. Who cares?
No one cares about the Broncos.
I have no more Photoshops. This is it. If this one's over, like I have to change it. This is terrible. This is like because I had one of Kyle Pitts, Surtain, and I had a JC Horn one, but that one I have to delete right now because it's not happening. But oh man, I think Pat's looking out. I don't even.
Where'd you get those from? You didn't drive them yourself, did you?
No, I got them from Twitter.
Omar, I'm sorry, dude.
Surtain?
Oh no!
It's Surtain!
Oh no!
Fuck Cowboys. Dude, come on.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Omar. Damn.
Let's go
Literally the
Cowboys
one player I
Nation.
wanted. The one player I wanted.
KDVS viewers, I don't think you understand. For our chat for the past 3 months, all this man has talked about is getting this man.
Just trade back at this point. I don't even know what to say.
Just
Just
might.
trade back at this
Jerry
point.
liked Devonta Smith so much, he wants a Heisman on his team. He's willing to draft another
That probably means
receiver.
a lot to him. I like that pick, honestly, for the Cowboys.
Didn't they
Devontae
just get
Smith,
CeeDee Lamb though?
yeah, CeeDee
They
Lamb
draft
is
many
like,
receivers.
I guess he's not as skinny, but he's a bit similar frame, so it doesn't really make sense. Oh my god, I hate Denver so much. He doesn't even
I
want
didn't think they'd do
Broncos.
it.
He looks so sad. I would be too.
We're gonna trade back. I think we're looking at Slater right now for the Cowboys.
Who wants to be in Denver? Come on. He looks really
Yeah, I think Slater's
Denver's nightlife
still a
is
decent
awful.
pick.
Low key.
Wow. I did not expect that at all. Carolina really messed it up.
I think the thing was that I was so sure that either one of Detroit, Denver, or Carolina was going corner, but I didn't think two of them, which is why I thought either Horn or Surtain is going to be available.
It could go Farley. He's apparently like really good, just injury concerns, right?
The injury concern, I think, is too much.
If you want to get Farley, though, I'd say you trade back because he's probably still going to be there in the 20s.
So is corner officially the most important position on defense now? Like, have we just all in the NFL agreed upon that? I
think it's closer than it was like 5 years ago.
I feel like it's
But
always been that, but
I feel like it's only because like there isn't really that stud pass rusher this year. Like the one guy that I think is like probably the best is Jalen Phillips, but he might be a concussion away from his career ending. So like, I don't know. Like the edge class is deep, but doesn't really have that top guy.
what do you think about Rousseau?
So, I wish he played, like, cause all we have is just like, again, 1 year. Like he only played for one season, and like everyone was projecting him to make the jump this year, but then he opted out. So people are kind of unsure if he's like worth it because he didn't really have the best athletic testing, but he's still like a behemoth. Like, so I don't know. I think he could be something, but I've seen him go from anywhere from like, top 20 pick to like second round pick, third round pick, maybe.
Cowboys taking calls for sure.
They have to just trade. See, look, Schefter just tweeted Dallas likely to trade out of 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, honestly,
knew
it's a
it.
smart move.
Jerry Jones threw something at somebody once he heard the Broncos took Surtain.
Oh man, to have a
Yeah, someone got
there,
fired.
to have like the camera to have like the war room camera rolling while the Denver made that pick would have been.
Yeah, where's that Dallas
amazing.
war room at? Where's
Dude, where's Justin Fields going? Where is he
What
going?
the heck? Eagles are trading up with the Cowboys.
What?
Wow,
Really?
whoa, that is not the team I thought would trade Dallas.
Fields. I hope we like drain them of like picks though, because this is a division trade. Like you're not gonna make a trade with the Eagles unless you can think that this offer is too much.
Probably like the first time.
Eagles are jumping the Giants to take Devonta Smith.
I don't know.
Watch them.
unless-
No. Watch them do the truly Eagles move and draft Justin Fields.
You know what? I think that's what it's gonna be. I genuinely think they're gonna get Justin Fields. I think
That might be.
Why would they trade up? The Cowboys and the Giants aren't going to take quarterbacks.
Because this is the Philadelphia Eagles,
Someone
and
else
they
might be
do
trying to
not know
jump
what they're
them.
doing.
Someone else might be trying to jump them. Maybe there's multiple people on call with Dallas.
Maybe they preemptively made the trade because somebody else was going to trade at the time.
True.
Always
Dallas traded back. They moved back 2 spots and got third.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I was thinking.
Really
It's only
good.
2 spots, but still, that's a good pick to get.
That's huge
I mean-
if your number one guy's off the board.
now we have three third-round picks. So like if they really love someone in the second, they can trade up because they have the compensation one. Yeah, because they got a compensation for Byron Jones, and then they had their original one. So then
Right.
now with this one they have three.
Did Philadelphia just give up a third-round pick to move up 2 spots?
That's what it's worth, though. That's about if you look at the picks, like the
Like a
pick
lot.
value scale, that's like about the value to move up 2 spots
Okay.
in the first round. Like
Cowboys draft room empty.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Cowboys draft room is the saddest thing I've ever seen. They all were like so upset. They just left.
Where's the transparency, Jerry? Where's the accountability?
It's a beautiful draft room though. I'm not even gonna lie. It's really nice in there. It's just like they have like I forgot how many TVs. Like it's really nice in there. So, but yeah, I would leave too. I would probably just take a walk. I'd probably take a walk at like the facility. Just go on the field. Just like look out into the Dallas, or actually no, it's in Frisco. Look out to the Frisco sun. Just
Jerry was just like, I can't be on camera right now. I'm too upset.
I just kept it PG because we're live, but I was, oh man, if we were, oh man, I was so.
Still got the
You guys have no
backdrop
idea.
going.
I think now you have to get.
Yeah, you gotta change the backdrop.
I know. I'm looking for another one. I have one in mind. But what was I gonna say? I mean, now we have 4 picks tomorrow, which I think is pretty good. I mean, if you don't want to trade up, but now you kind of have to go after Richard Sherman. I'd say kind of have to make a move for Richard Sherman because
Pretty much a done deal to the Jets.
Oh my goodness, I still can't believe an interdivision trade just happened.
that's
Like
why I was. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, interdivision, and it was only a third. I'm with you earlier in saying they should have been gutting the Eagles for moving up 2 spots even.
But at the same time, I don't know who they were gonna pick. I don't know who they're gonna pick. So if Dallas is saying like, we're either getting Slater or Parsons, and the Eagles aren't gonna get any of those two, then for sure at 12 you'll have one of those two that you wanted, and then you just add a third-round pick in the meanwhile. So I think that's kind of what their thought process was, but could just be me coping right now. I don't know.
Well, Eagles are taking the whole 10 minutes, so they didn't even know who they're picking when they made this trade.
Imagine if they pick. It would be such an Eagles move if they picked Devontae Smith and they traded up because they were scared that the Giants were going to get him or something.
I think Gettleman will be kicking himself if Slater falls to him, honestly.
Pick is in.
I don't hate the Dallas Cowboys trade, but they must not like Slater because I thought that'd be the pick if the corners were gone, just to get that left tackle of the future.
But I think the thing is, I think Slater's still going to be there at 12.
I don't know. With the Eagles, like Ian Rappaport just came on and said that there is interest in Slater, but I don't know. Like is this Fields? Like I did not expect Fields to fall this far. Like I thought he'd be a top 10 pick.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, my gut is saying this is Fields.
I love Fields, but if he goes to Philly, I'm gonna have to hate him like a lot. So I really hope it's not him. I hope it's like Mac Jones or something. Like that'd be amazing. I wish it'd be Mac Jones. That'd be beautiful. So Ian Rappaport said Devontae Smith is a possibility. I don't know. If they go wide receiver 2 years in a row in the first round, that'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. I'm just going to change my background real quick. I've had enough of this. Is he back?
Pick is in. Hold on. He's walking up on stage for me. Great background.
Turn up the volume, someone. I want to hear it. Please don't be Fields. Please don't be Fields. This is honestly like a nightmare scenario for the trade. For the draft. This is honestly
You
like.
don't have your Rashawn Slater Cowboy jersey fakes.
Nobody thought they were not going to get Surtain, though. Everyone thought they were going to get him.
I thought for sure there was going to be Surtain or Horn for sure was going to be there. I was like, you take your pick with either one, and you roll it, like they each have their own qualities that make them like really good. So I wouldn't have been mad with either one, but never did I think Carolina was going.
Devontae Smith.
I knew it.
I don't think they need to do the trade up, but
I don't think they need to do the trade up
I
either.
don't think so either.
Unless they knew that the Giants were gonna pick him, maybe.
that could be, yeah, maybe Miles
It is a Gettleman pick just because he has that college production, you know?
No, he might be too skinny for Gettleman.
Fair.
I don't think they need to do that, but I mean, again, Devontae Smith is my favorite or my number one receiver. I think he's the best route runner in this class, and again, he had one of the greatest seasons I think I've ever watched out of a college receiver. So
He's just good at football. Like
yeah, he's good at football.
I hate all this skinny or like hand size and stuff. Just like watch the tape.
Yeah.
He cooks the corners that try to cover him in the SEC. I think he'll be fine in the NFL.
Yeah, like did nobody else watch the college bowl final? Like he killed them. It wasn't even a contest.
Yeah, the Eagles really did.
I mean,
for years now, they've had a pretty big need at wide receiver.
and they've missed every single one in the draft.
I think last year they tried to get clever.
The Bears traded up to number 11.
The Giants traded down. Gettleman did it. He finally did it. First time he lost his trade down opportunity. Let's go.
How much would you make if you bet on that? That's like never gonna happen usually.
They trade down to 20.
So they're going up from 20 to number 11.
Like it has to be Fields, right? Like it's the Bears that traded him.
Yeah, it's gotta
It has to be Fields.
I really like that pick
I
for them.
swear-
Actually, they're getting rid of the dead Deshaun Watson sins that they have made for Trubisky.
Oh my
I swear,
goodness.
if they pick Mac Jones, I will. I don't know. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
laugh.
I will. Yeah, there's no other
I'm just
response to
gonna
that.
Racists never
I'm
learn.
just gonna laugh.
They're gonna take Mac Jones, and I'm gonna laugh.
Just I don't like. What do you even say? Like, because that's like a Bears thing to do. Like, just pick Mac. I don't know. I mean, I still think Dalton's the starter week 1, but yeah.
Okay.
So I guess sorry. What did you say, Bob?
I forgot they got Andy Dalton.
Yeah, no.
Could you forget?
I honestly
forgot it happened in the offseason.
I honestly think this is a Joe Judge move, not a Dave Gettleman move. I think it's totally Belichick influenced. I hope they get a bunch of draft capital back because they're moving down 9 spots, I think.
That's a lot. Yeah.
I think the Steelers did this a while back with when they went up for Devin Bush. I think they gave up their first, like it was they swapped their first, they gave up their second, and it was like a future third. So
here's the compensation. So they're gonna get next year's 1, the 5 this year, and the 4 next year.
Next year's 1, let's go.
Wait, but do they get
Andy
this year's
Dalton at
1?
quarterback? Let's go. That could be a top 10
Wait, but
pick.
do they get this year's 20 though? That's the thing. Because Schefter's only saying, oh yeah, okay, here it is. In exchange for the 20th pick, 5th round, and then 2022 1st and 4th. You guys that's gonna be a great pick, honestly, because dang, they have to win now.
I think if they get Fields, it's worth it, but Mac Jones that's really embarrassing.
if they traded a future first for Mac Jones.
I mean, lightning can strike twice. You know, they can do that again. They can embarrass themselves at quarterback 2 years or twice now.
The Bears are notorious. They've never had a good quarterback their entire franchise. It's like what they're known
Never, not even when they won
Cutler.
the Super Bowl. Not even when they won the Super Bowl
Who what? Sorry.
in '85. They didn't even have a good quarterback in '85.
He's not considered
He wasn't a good passing quarterback. He was kind of just a game manager who would run sometimes.
He was considered one of the worst quarterbacks to ever be a Super Bowl champion.
Definitely.
He's up there with Trent Dilfer. But when you hear,
I think it happened.
Respect on my man.
When you hear 85 Bears, you think defense, never quarterback.
they're just showing Justin Fields like house and they look happy. So I think it happened.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it has like
Oh yeah, it's
There's-
Fields. It's Fields.
It's Fields.
it has to be. It has to be.
It's actually insane. I did not expect this.
They deserve to be disbanded if they got Mac Jones. Like they
I honestly
this is-
love the Fields pick for the Bears. Like I'm glad we're fleecing them, but I like it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think you kind of needed to, because unless you just wanted to have a full year of Andy Dalton and wait next year. But I think what changed was they didn't think he was going to be out there at 11, because I think trading from 20 all the way into the top 10 would have been a little too much, because even this was a lot. So trading into the top 10 would have been even more. So I think once he got to 11, they were like, this time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I
There
just
must
wish
have
the
been other
Cowboys-
people calling though, because I think he could have fell even further. Like, look at the next couple picks: Dallas, Chargers. Like, I think he could have fallen even farther. Someone else must have been calling.
I think if they gave up a future first, like there had to have been like someone else calling, like because usually you don't have to give up a future first to move up that many spots. Like I said, like the Steelers gave up, a few, like they did their pick swap. They gave up their second round pick from that year, and they gave up a future third. So I'm assuming that there was probably another team that was offering something, because why else would you give up a future first? Okay,
Yeah,
they go,
it
here
had
they
to
go.
be, because there's no way. Okay, let's see. It's gonna be Fields. It has to be. You don't trade up that much. I wish Dallas would have taken that trade package. That would have been amazing. You can still trade back again. Oh no.
They're taking forever just to announce this. I'm still waiting.
Oh my god. I thought you were gonna say who they picked.
No. I'm still literally waiting for this.
Imagine they get like Slater or something. It'd be hilarious. They get an offensive lineman or something.
It's for the pandemic, so they're doing something good, I guess. The wait is justified. I think a first responder or something, probably.
Let's see.
They're doing a draftathon donation for COVID recovery efforts.
Man. I mean, I think you can still trade back if you're Dallas, right? I don't know.
That's
Maybe.
honestly, yeah. I think they'll probably trade back again to get more assets.
But there's no one. If they pick Fields, there's no one that's like worth. I mean, not that I see it as well. Not that I like see. There's not really anyone, unless you like really love a prospect. But there's really no one I see that's like, oh, let me trade up. Unless you love Mac Jones. If you're the
It's
Pats,
Fields.
maybe. It's Fields. I know it.
Fields.
Yeah, it had to be. It had to be.
Midwest guy.
Wow.
I like the pick.
Well, I like it. I think if you're the Bears, you kind of had to. I would have loved for Minnesota to trade up, though. I feel like Minnesota would have been a great fit, but they had it right there. They only had to move up from 14, so I don't know if they just didn't offer enough, or if the Bears trading, because Pat's right. A first is a lot to move up like that, so I don't know.
Wow. Still cool.
Who do you
though,
think else
that,
was calling? Who in a hypothetical?
New England, I would assume, is probably calling. I'd also assume maybe the football team is calling. But that probably
Minnesota.
actually never mind. That was I don't think they do two interdivision trades. That would have been crazy if both the NFC. I don't know.
Maybe New
I would
Orleans.
assume- yeah, maybe New Orleans too. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'd say New Orleans.
See, the
Maybe-
football team doesn't need a quarterback. They already have their quarterback of the future. So
Ryan Fitzmagic or Taylor Heineke, which meme?
Taylor Heineke, come on, man.
With you, Michael.
Come on, Belichick. Trade up. Trade up. You know you want Mac Jones. All right, I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to go to the restroom, but before the Cowboys pick. Right back.
You're good, Omar.
Sprint, dude.
Oh yes, Dave Gettleman, what a legend.
Now that's huge. Go back all the way to 20. And it makes sense. We're saying like if he doesn't want an offensive lineman, he can definitely wait.
Yeah, he could wait. And I honestly think when a team like the Bears is trading up and offering you next year's first, you know how easy it could unravel for them next year. It could be like the Texans this year, right? With the Dolphins, they get a top 5 pick.
So it really is true that like they did get fleeced, the Bears, but we're in like a small liminal space right now because it all matters on who they pick at 20th. If the Giants blow this pick, then maybe this is gonna look we're gonna look back on this as maybe not so good.
I don't think it's just 20th because you're also getting next year's first and
True.
2 other late round picks. Like I agree, if they blow this 20th overall, it's not going to be great, but I think they got a pretty good haul. If they trust their scout, should go well. Mm-hmm.
Just something I was going to say is at the same time, like not only that, but if Justin Fields is what the Bears think he is, then who cares if you gave up a first, right? Like,
yeah,
like that, especially nowadays when you need a quarterback to literally like do anything, unless you have like a historic defense. If you think you got your quarterback of the future, there's not really a price that is too much. So I like the pick. I didn't think Justin Fields would fall this far, but I mean, I think that's also what kind of got the Bears to trade up, you know. Come on, Belichick, trade up. Oh yeah, they probably picked because they apparently Will McClay gave the phone to Jerry Jones, and then Jerry Jones gave it to Mike McCarthy. And when they do that, that's usually when they're talking to the player they drafted. So I don't know. Micah Parsons.
As I say, that would make sense to me. I wouldn't hate that for them.
Man, I wanted Sertan so bad.
Like Van Der Esch is not that great. I don't like Smith all that much. You don't have Sean Lee anymore.
Oh yeah, you're right, Sean Lee. But the deadline for picking up a Van Der Esch option is actually coming up soon as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do go Micah Parsons, but I don't know.
Last year or 2 years ago, when everyone was saying Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith were like the best young linebacking duo in the world, and 2 years ago, okay, all right. Okay.
When after they made the playoffs, remember they made like the Cooper trade, and then they like won like 8 straight. That was a fun season. That was really fun, but yeah, and then they just regressed like really bad.
Yeah. Pick is in. Let's go.
All right.
Or who are you leaning?
I'm gonna say Slater. I'm just gonna say because I think they're gonna go. Kind of have to, Zach Martin's getting up there. What's his name? You just have to get O-line depth because the O-line's always been that strength. And last year, when they got like ravaged by injuries,
coming to the stage.
They have no one. What's up?
Coming to the stage.
Oh man.
I don't know. They just popped that graphic of the Cowboys' defensive numbers last year, and I think Parsons makes more sense.
Like I wouldn't hate either of them, but I don't know who. There's no other corner. There's no other defensive end maybe, but it has to be one of those two. So I Mac Jones. No, I don't know. Are you guys gonna tell me before or hold up? Did they announce it already? Just say yes or no, Pat. Not yet. Oh man.
It's Mac Jones. Don't worry.
Swear to God.
Jerry loves him.
Oh, I know what you were gonna say there, Michael. You're not to finish your sentence, but but you're right. He does. But I don't think you give Dak all that. Honestly, like it would have been super interesting if they didn't sign Dak to that contract and then Justin Fields was there at 10. Like it would have been like super interesting because I'm pretty sure they maybe would have thought about it, right? That one year they thought about Johnny Manziel behind Tony Romo, but instead they drafted Zach Martin. I think that was a great move. But I feel like you would have had another one of those kind of thing. Oof. We're gonna do more. Oh, man,
Yeah, they're just having other people announce the picks now.
damn! I thought that was only like the second round, second and third.
Just making up for last year, you know.
You want me to say it, or you just want to see
Mac
it live?
Jones.
No, just don't say it. Just don't say it. Just don't say
Oh,
it.
all right.
I have my phone facing down. I have just watching it. I'm probably like 45 seconds behind, so it won't be too late.
I think you'll be happy with it, Omar.
Man, I mean, at least you got a third. Yeah, like I think whoever they wanted at 10 was like after they got both corners was still gonna be there at 12, which because I don't think they were gonna get Smith and I don't think they were gonna get Fields. So whoever they wanted, they just added another third and they were able to draft whoever they want. Woo.
How are you this far behind, dude? Come on.
I know. I don't know why. Because I'm watching it on NFL Network too, so I don't know like if they're behind as well.
But stare at this man's face for at least 5 minutes. What is your internet doing?
No, I feel like ESPN is way ahead of you.
All right, I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, Michael Parsons, I'll get him.
I think he's really good. Honestly, like the only concern people were saying was immaturity, but I feel like that's a pretty like lukewarm take. If you don't have any like, I don't think he's been arrested. He's not one of those guys who's been arrested, right? I don't know.
No, but there's like some like stuff in the locker room. I mean, that's like pretty bad, but I don't know. It is Penn State, so I don't know. So I think I still think it's like I like the pick. I don't think they'll bring back Van Der Esch. I think Van Der Esch is
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Because unless Van Der Esch just like goes crazy this year, I don't really see how you sign Van Der Esch and you already have Jalen Smith on that contract, which I don't know. It all depends on what they do this year, but man, still would have loved the corner. Still think the secondary is a huge need, but what are you going to do?
What do you think Chargers do here? I think offensive line.
Yeah,
Chargers?
it's probably Slater. Like,
It has to be Slater.
Which is weird because around this time last year, I'm pretty sure all the offensive linemen were off the board by 12, and there's only been one so far. So interesting. But yeah, I think I had that in my mock, so that might be 7 out of the picks, right?
It's the best defensive player available. I think so. I think Michael Parsons is the best defensive player in this draft. I've been saying it for
forever.
About like 2 minutes now.
Yeah. How long ago was that trade?
I think Michael Parsons is the best. Yeah, like about 2 minutes ago. I think.
I mean, he's built like those linebackers who are just like athletic, like beasts. Like he is so
he's
jacked.
He's definitely.
He looks like a modern linebacker. That's for sure.
Man,
so Chargers are gonna go Slater then, right, for Herbert?
Probably.
Okay, they're probably pleased with that.
Parsons, though, I would say that Parsons does have some question marks, like if he can drop in zone and play as well. Because he's more like a Devin White than he is like a Levante David per se. Like, but there were some flashes of him dropping in zones and playing pretty well. But like the first, like the distance between like the line of scrimmage and the first down, like he can patrol that and like just shut down anything around that area. So, it's a good pick for them. Like, I mean, he's a good player.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick, and the fact that they traded down and got like an extra third just kind of made it a bit better for me. Like obviously I still love the corners, and I wish they could have gotten Surtain, but the fact that they were able to get an extra third, so now they have 4 picks tomorrow. They were able to get a third for a player that they were probably going to draft at 10 anyways. So
it's a third from your division rival too. That's pretty big.
So Pat, he's more of like a rusher, right? Like he can rush a lot.
Yeah, like anything between the line of scrimmage and like maybe like 5 yards down the field, he's gonna go blow things up. Also, he's probably the best blitzing linebacker I think a lot of people have ever seen. Like, if you check out the Memphis game, like with their bowl game against Memphis, he was literally just blowing stuff up that whole game. Like, it's actually insane. Like, he times his blitzes extremely well and could just get into the backfield and cause mayhem.
So do you think there's any chance he like shifts into like a hybrid kind of down linebacker role where he's just mostly rushing the passer, or is he more of a like run stopping linebacker who you blitz sometimes?
You know what go for it, Pat.
I would say more of the run stopping that you send on blitzes sometimes. I don't think you convert him like that. And Chargers pick is in. Go ahead, Omar.
I was going to say, I think they definitely either him or either they're going to make him more of like a rushing, like a blitz, or they might do something that I've been wanting them to do for a while, which is make Jalen Smith rush the passer a lot more. And I think that this past year that he looked a little slow in terms of sideline to sideline and speed and all that, it would make sense for me to make him like rush the passer, make him more of the hybrid more instead of Micah Parsons. But I don't know. We'll see what they do. They have technically Keanu Neal. He's going to be a linebacker, like a weak side linebacker. So I guess it's just more depth, especially after losing Sean Lee. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. But now they definitely have to.
You did mention though that what's it called? That you could get out of Jalen Smith's contract on June 1st, right? Or was there a date?
No, it's until next year.
Oh, yeah, because they pushed it back, right?
Oh, you're right. They restructured it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man, I forgot about that. All right, let me check. Give me 1 second. I'm pretty sure because I remember before it was like they can get out of it with like $5 million in dead cap next year, which is like not a lot in NFL terms. Like if you want to get out of a contract, but potential out 22. Yeah, it'd be like 6.8 million if they get out of his contract next year. So it's not terrible, right? NFL Network's player comparison for Micah Parsons was Jalen Smith, which I thought was pretty funny. I was just like, wow, thanks, guys. Really, really in-depth analysis there, guys.
Do the Spider-Man meme with NFL Network.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you for the insight and the projection of what he's going to be.
I think it's a great pick. You didn't get your first overall, and you probably didn't get your second in Horn. So I'm imagining Parsons was probably the third guy on the board, and they got him and an extra pick. I don't think that's horrible.
A high third round
pick. I
mean, sixth pick in the third round.
It's the which one?
The sixth one. Pick? Yeah. It's the sixth, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I'll take that. Yeah, but you definitely it's time to look at the big board for tomorrow, because they need to get a corner or maybe trade up, but I don't think they draft all four.
I don't know. There's a lot of issues on that defense.
I mean, you did lose Chidobe Awuzie, but yeah, I don't know. Corner, whatever.
You need like 4 DBs still. So that's the 4 picks right there, 4 DBs.
You need a damn safety. We've been needing a safety for how old am I? 20, like 9 years now. I'm tired of seeing like Barry Church and Jeff Heath and all those players back there. Like I want a legit safety you can build around. And
don't you dare disrespect Barry Church. Take that name out of your mouth.
Hey, he was a heavy hitter. Don't get me wrong. He's a heavy hitter, but man, he's just not someone that, I was like, okay, we got our safety for the future, right? Like, and then they didn't make the trade for Earl Thomas, which in hindsight is obviously a great move. But I don't know, like they just need to get a safety. I remember I wanted Winfield so bad last year, but then the Buccaneers got him beforehand, and we ended up with Diggs, which I don't hate. I really like Diggs, but I don't know. They need to go safety for sure. I was hoping the Oregon safety would drop that to 42, but I don't think he's going to drop that far.
Slater to the Chargers.
It has to.
Great pick for them. That's a steal.
Is there like a non-zero chance that the Vikings pick Mac Jones? Question mark.
I feel like it's just redundant with Kirk.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I think they got to go the SC offensive lineman, the guard.
It's either they get Darisaw or Vera Tucker here, I think, for the Vikings.
I wonder who's going to pick Farley. Who's going to take the risk on him?
Maybe the Giants? I don't know. Farley's just so hard because it's like he's a great player, but, the back injury.
Hold on. Is New England about to get Mac Jones without even trying?
Maybe.
I mean, the thing is that I was never like a huge like Mac Jones fan. That's the thing. Like if they would have gotten Justin Fields, then yeah. But if Mac Jones, I wasn't really a huge fan, and I never really understood why the number 3 pick was even in consideration.
I'm the same way, but New England needs a quarterback, and they might have just accidentally had Mac Jones fall into their lap. So let's see.
Chargers did a pretty good job rebuilding that offensive line. They added Lindsley. They got my guy Matt Filer, who has tackle and guard flexibility, and now they get another guy with tackle and guard flexibility for when Brian Bulaga inevitably gets hurt. But it's a good pick. I mean, Herbert's going to help him a ton. It's going to help Herbert a ton.
But yeah, I was gonna say Lindsey. They finally got some offensive line. Maybe they just need to stay healthy, man. They're literally like year in and year out the most hurt team in the NFL. It's crazy. Derwin James missed basically the whole year. They need they have talent. It's just, can they stay healthy long enough?
Yeah, they have the pieces to contend in that division. That division is just, other than the Chiefs, I mean, the Raiders are just hit or miss, and the Broncos probably not going to be good either. They can definitely get the second spot in that division.
What about Teddy B, man? You're doubting Teddy B, the franchise, man.
Don't get me wrong, I like Teddy. It's just, I think the whole team is bad.
Was Justin Herbert in the war room?
What's up?
I think I just saw Justin Herbert in the war room.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he was in there.
Whoa, Jets traded up with the Vikings.
Wait, what?
To 14. They didn't have another first, right? So that means they
had 23, I think.
Yeah, they did.
They had 23.
Yeah, they had the Seahawks pick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 9-spot move up.
Ooh. Who are they getting?
I'm confused.
What happened? I think Pat's frozen. Is he not? Oh, okay. Who do you think they're getting?
Man, I have no idea. There is still a ton of value on this board. Maybe
Vera Tucker.
Vera Tucker, maybe that they do need guard. Or they could use another tackle on the opposite side of Becton, and Tevin Jenkins is another tackle that from Oklahoma State. He's another one that could maybe be the pick here.
What about Vera Tucker? Maybe
it's probably one of those linemen, Vera Tucker, Darisaw, or Tevin Jenkins, if I'm a betting man.
That makes sense. You just drafted what hopefully is your quarterback of the future. Got to at least protect him.
They better, yeah, they have to go O-line.
Anyone know the compensation for this pick?
No, they haven't announced it yet, but I'm trying to find it.
Or receiver? Jets don't really have that much receiving talent.
I mean, maybe Bateman. That'd be really interesting.
This high, though? I feel like they could have gotten him at 23.
I don't know. I like Bateman a little too much for him to. I couldn't envision him falling that far first, personally, but who knows? It's probably offensive line though. If I'm just if I'm gonna make a bet, I'd probably say it's offensive line, but
It has to be.
I just
What do
don't
you
know
think is
which
better?
one.
Because they got Mekhi Becton last year, and he was pretty good, right?
Yeah,
I think you
Mekhi
kind of have
Becton's
to go
good.
guard.
Well, I mean, they still need a right tackle, and I think if you're going for a tackle, I think it's Jenkins, but if it's a guard, it's Vera Tucker. So really depends what they value more.
Dang, I don't know. That kind of shocked me. I thought for some reason I thought they had like no pick at all, like in the first. I'm like, dang, they just traded it for a whole first with nothing. But they better go. Dang, so the Pats going Mac Jones for sure. Or what? I think so.
Yeah, I mean, they could easily go receiver too, though.
No, but they already signed Aguilar, and then they signed Kendrick Bourne, and then they signed what is it, Hunter Henry.
Yeah, they have weapons. I mean, you can never have too many, though. They could go from 0 weapons to just a ton.
I don't know. Do they love Mac Jones though? That's the question.
I didn't see anything on it, but I also think nobody expected him to go this far, knowing the SF pick.
All my life, I had to wait for this moment. I watched Rex Grossman bleep his pants in the Super Bowl. I watched Brian Greasy uh, throw to the bleachers. Damn, Bears fans are excited. They're super happy.
I don't blame them at all. This is like Justin Fields is just such a cool story. Like, cause I mean, like he's one of those guys that they've been like, he's been marketed, I guess, as like like a future NFL quarterback, and like, with like the Elite 11 competition and and quarterback one and all that. Like, people have been following him since he was a junior in high school.
Oof. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see what the compensation for it because they haven't announced it. Now it's gotten to that point of the draft where they just have like a bunch of commercial breaks because they're like, all right, we're done with like almost half of it. We can just take commercials. Dang, let's see. Oof. Oh, the Jets are gonna pick. Apparently, they're gonna pick Vera Tucker. Like apparently, like they love him as a prospect, so it makes sense. I'm not surprised.
I mean, they're building the line for Zach
Protection
Wilson.
for Zach.
Yeah.
Protection for Zach.
I mean, it's better than what they were doing for Darnold, so
Oh,
can't hate it.
entirely new staff. So, was that your
I feel
Roger
like
Goodell
Saleh-
impression, Rob?
Let's see. He has a Roger Goodell impression. You're muted, Bob. I can't hear you. But yeah, okay. So it's 2/3. So the Vikings got 2/3 for moving down 9 spots.
That kind of feels like a steal.
That feels like too little.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at what the Bears had to give up for 9 spots.
That's why I'm saying. That's why when we were saying earlier that there was probably other teams on the phone, there probably was. And then like the Bears just like last minute were like, oh, like we'll give you a first, and then that's how they got the deal done.
I have a conspiracy theory.
What's your theory?
I think Kyle Shanahan and Bill Belichick agreed. Kyle, you're gonna make everyone think you're taking Mac Jones. So everyone's just doing their mock draft like he's off the board at 3, right? So no one even thinks about picking him if he doesn't get picked. So at this point, teams are like, we're not taking Mac Jones. What? And he slides to the Patriots.
Mac Jones is on the phone.
It's definitely Mac Jones.
It's definitely Mac Jones
Gonna
in
be
New
Mac
England.
Patriots.
You saw him on the
This
phone?
whole
Is
time.
that what you just said?
Yeah, he was just on the phone right now.
Kind of the
Oh.
perfect match.
I mean, I
He's on the
kind of
phone looking happy. He's probably.
That's such an interesting twist in the Patriots Niners Jimmy Garoppolo saga.
yeah, because like that the reason they got Jimmy G for a second was just because like they probably could have gotten more, but Belichick wanted him instead of Brady, but like out of spite, he just kind of like traded him to San Francisco for a second.
Mm-hmm.
He literally
at one
did
point-
the Niners a Super Bowl run for a second-round pick. That's terrible.
There was a time when people thought Jimmy G was going to be a good quarterback, so he had value, but like now he probably won't even get like a 6. I think maybe
He was
a
already
6
in?
Jimmy
kind
could
of
be the
stretch.
starting quarterback for all of next year. Possible. He can light
Yeah,
it up.
especially with Trey
You know he
Lance
could
being
light it up.
so
No,
yeah.
deep down, he can light it up, Omar.
Okay, no,
Next
but
year.
Trey Lance is so inexperienced. He might have to wait a year.
What odds do you
So-
want to take on Jimmy G playing more than 8 games, Bob?
I'll take any odds on that.
You'll take any odds on
Any
more than
odds?
8?
Okay, that's not how betting works, Rob.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
That's not how betting works. You don't do that.
Yeah, it's not how betting works. It's a good bet.
He's getting fucking injured.
No way. He gotten injured in like 2 seasons, 2 separate seasons, and they've never been back to back. He should be fully rested. He should be good to go for as long as he's good.
No, yeah, I don't think he's gonna get hurt. I think it's more of he doesn't last past this year on that night, or whenever as a starter past this year.
You might not be.
Just waiting
Especially
for
when-
week 6.
It's really crazy. But are we considering
Hey, week 6.
close to it?
Because when the Niners win like 13-7 against like some team, and like because their defense does all the work, and then Jimmy G's like, just has to throw a few checkdowns to Kittle to win it. They're gonna be calling for the
Checkdown
Nets.
king.
Yeah, Debo Samuel has one
Forget it.
breakout run to get to the 20, and then Jimmy G can't finish it off.
And Jimmy G's 3 screens in the red zone don't work, so then they have to kick a field goal and they win the game.
Oh yeah, that was a fast pick. Patriots definitely going Mac.
Yeah, they have to. I don't know if they thought he was going to be there at 15, but I don't know if there was another move that made more sense than
As
this one.
our friend made fun. What should we call it?
Our question is, the real one, how long do you think Cam lasts as a starter now?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one. The moment he has another under 100 yards passing, I will say the Boston media is going to start getting on him.
I was gonna say the San Francisco, the 13-7. I think the New England, when they win a game 13-7, that's when it's gonna happen.
I don't know. They're not that good of a defense anymore, though. That's the thing. So like they really needed Cam, and then Cam had like a bunch of games where he had like, I mean, it was after he got COVID, so I'll give him a break on that one.
It's
Like I'll
Mac
give him a
Jones.
break. Yeah, I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I mean, Cam didn't really get a good fair shot last year. He had like 2 weeks to learn the offense, and then he had COVID. But I was really looking forward to seeing him get an entire year. But it doesn't look like, I don't think it's gonna happen now.
I think I'll say this. I think there's more of a chance Cam plays more games than Jimmy G. I like those odds better.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so.
I think so.
Wow, that's bold. I'll give you that, but
I'll say
I
that.
think Mac could potentially win in training camp if I'm being honest.
He definitely fits more of what Bill likes to do, just they had to totally rebuild that offense for Cam last year.
That is true. That is true. I just think a full year of Cam is probably gives you a better chance than throwing in Mac Jones right now.
They would just have to bring back all the Brady plays, and then there you go.
Dang, he looks so happy. He looks so happy just like walking to the podium. He's like, I'm gonna go to
Oh yeah, I got Robert Kraft as my owner. Oh boy.
Like I get to play in Fox Newsboro every year. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Fox Newsboro. That's a great name. And you're on a 4.8? It's kind of slow.
Pro day too, so it was more like 5.2.
Yeah, they
It was
inflated
closer.
that.
It was closer to 5 than it was to 4.8. I'll tell you that at a pro day.
It's always like 0.2 difference. I'm guessing in his sake, it was definitely more like 0.3, 0.4 difference.
You guys see how big his gut is? Like,
Oh yeah, I was about to say the Devontae Smith walking up, he looking fit and skinny, and then Mac Jones walking up, the dude is not in shape.
He's listed 6'3", 217.
Oh my God, yeah.
217.
That pro day, dude, they were just making up numbers.
he's also probably 6'1".
Yeah, he's not 6'3".
There's no way he's
6'2", maybe.
6'3". There's absolutely no way.
Cardinals already in with their pick, but
Wait, who?
Cardinals pick fast too. I didn't even realize.
They're an
But-
obvious pick on the board. Cardinals.
Offensive line,
Maybe I think. What about like defensive end or something?
Get that out of here, says Draymond. Town just got cut.
Yeah, what if
I
they
mean,
go-
yeah, defensive line makes sense too, but I don't know if you do that on Phillips this high with his concerns.
I think. What if they take a chance on Farley? They do have an opening on corner in terms of because Patrick Peterson's gone. But
Oh yeah, corner, true.
potentially.
Dumb shot. Can pull up in his ass right here. Okay.
yeah, the
What?
athleticism 70. There's no way he's a 70 in athleticism. That man is not a 70.
I'll tell you, Nick Saban went up to the scouts and were like, "These are his numbers." They didn't even actually test. They were like, "This is what he got."
There's
I will say he moves in the pocket pretty well. He may not like move quick, but he does have a sense and he does know like when to move around in there. Like, I guess I'll give him that. Again, they're not going to be asking him to do too much. Like they got all these playmakers for a reason. Like
That's true. I think in terms of like system wise, the Niners and the Pats are the only ones that really made sense of like if he's gonna be successful, those are the two teams he's gonna be successful in. Because like if you threw him on like the Bears, I don't think it was gonna be good at all. Or if you threw him on anywhere else where like the system wasn't made for him, I think it would have been terrible. So
I think he's a good fit. I for what they want to do or what they used to do, he makes sense. Obviously now he's gonna get all the Brady comparisons. He's got to live with that though.
yeah, that's tough. I mean, that means Jared Stidham's on his way out. It's crazy. The Jared Stidham era in New England is over. It's now the Mac Jones era.
Yeah, his 4 interceptions really sealed the deal.
When they put him in, he put Brady in a preseason game just because Stidham threw an interception. I remember that.
They kept trying last year. You don't remember that? They would just like put Stidham in like the 4th to see what he's got, and just every time he threw a pick.
Not a good quarterback. He's just absolutely not a good quarterback at all. The Cardinals have to do good this year. I think so, or else I would say Kingsbury is on the hot seat if they don't. I would say he's on the hot seat. I mean,
Definitely.
the first year you give him it because it's whatever. But this last year they should have made the playoffs. They were in the division lead. Like
They blew a
they're like
bunch of
They
games.
collapsed.
Zayvon Collins, linebacker, Tulsa.
Tulsa?
He's a beast. I don't care if he went to Tulsa. He's a freak of nature.
Okay.
I mean, I saw his listings. Okay, they have him listed here at 6'4", like almost 6'5", but I could have sworn, like, I think Tulsa originally listed him at like 6'7", and it honestly was kind of believable because when you watch him on the field, he does look like a giant, and he moves super well for being super big. Like,
that's a linebacker.
yeah, that's a linebacker.
What the heck?
He
How do
does
you go
move
to
super well.
Tulsa? How did he not
no
end
idea.
up at like in the SEC? This makes no sense.
He's a freak, and I also heard he was he did gymnastics when he was younger, so he's super fluid too. So it's like his mom was like some sort of gymnast or something, and it was like you could tell like again he's not like some big clunky guy for like being so big. It's like he moves super well. So I don't think they needed a linebacker because they already drafted Simmons last year, and like I still think they have like Jordan Hicks and like on the
They
roster,
lost.
but
Yeah, but
They lost.
Simmons
they lost
isn't the same kind of athlete as Collins looks like. Collins looks like he's going to be more physical, where Simmons is kind of a little bit leaner, I'd say. And he's more of like just the athlete. I think they're just getting two different styles now.
that is a pretty nice linebacking core. I'll give him that.
They did lose Hassan Reddick though, so I think like they kind of felt like it's not really worth it to go guard here or whatever. Who do the Raiders? The Raiders have to go offensive line, right?
Yeah, probably Jenkins or Darisaw. Um, and yeah, I'd like that you mentioned Hassan Reddick because Zayvon Collins you could also kind of use him as like a hybrid player that you can rush off the edge too because that's what he did really well. A lot of people thought he'd be playing in if Mac Jones was gone, everyone thought he'd be the Patriots pick because he's just like Dante Hightower in a sense.
Oh dang. Yeah, I mean, I just think he's one of those smaller school guys that just goes unnoticed. But let's see, highest coverage grade among linebackers in FBS since 2018. So he's been doing it for a while. Let's see, Raiders. Raiders. Imagine they. I thought they should have tried to make a deal for Aaron Rodgers. That was just me though, but I thought they should have.
Yeah, no, for a guy who doesn't like Derek Carr, he's really sticking with Derek Carr.
For a guy that, like you said, for a guy that doesn't like Derek Carr, he's not only held on to him, but like, I don't know, he still has 6 years left, and it seems like he's not leaving anytime soon.
I'm starting to think he actually likes Derek Carr, and it's just like to always like put him in these trade rumors to motivate him and get him excited, get him all hyped. That's what.
Yeah, it's not like Carr. He's produced pretty well with the Raiders, right? I think their defense has been the issue under Gruden.
Yeah, I mean, they lost the Fitzmagic game. That one they shouldn't have lost at all. Like, their defense has been pretty bad. But I don't think Derek Carr's the answer. I never thought he was. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Darren Waller,
he's not going to light you up, but I think he's a decent quarterback. And I think they should go defense. I know you guys are saying offensive line, but there's not really a linebacker option anymore. That's what I think they needed. But yeah, so offensive line does make sense.
I just don't get how their offensive line, like what was happening in their culture for all of them to one out. Like, because that just opened up a whole new hole for them. Like, their defense is so bad. It's like, oh, they're probably just going to use their draft picks on defense. But then their offensive line branch, like, gets dismantled. So now they have to, probably spend a pick on an offensive lineman.
Yeah, what was so bad that Trent Brown was just like, no?
I think it's because they messed, like, up an IV and they're, like, got, like, air got into his bloodstream. So, like, when they it was just, like, he was getting an IV, like, right before a game, and that's what happened, I think.
What the heck? How do you do that? How do you, as an NFL medical staff, how do you just do that?
Yeah, from that point, Trent Brown just didn't want to play there anymore.
Tell me there's not a decent sports med technician in Las Vegas.
Gotta be.
UNLV can't produce any good trainers.
To be honest, though, who wants to live in Las Vegas, right? Like, the weather is just terrible. I guess if you're from a cold environment, we're kind of spoiled here in California. Maybe you like the heat.
Big time spoiled, but
yeah.
I don't think I like that heat that much.
It was 97 here today. It was terrible.
In LA?
Yeah, it was really hot.
It was actually only 90 in Davis, but pretty soon we're going to be getting those triple digits.
It's terrible. But yeah, Vegas, I've heard, is like one of those places where it's like it's cool to visit, but it's not really a cool place to like live because aside from
That's
Vegas,
terrible.
there's really nothing else.
It's growing though. It's a growing city, and they're trying to make it like bringing the Raiders in, getting the Golden Knights. They're trying to
They're
make it more of a
diversifying for sure.
destination. Yeah, I like where it just became a human geography session right now. But
Just analyzing
Dude, I'm always
the
down for geography, cultural or otherwise. Sesh.
That should be our Aggie Talk after hours, cultural geography.
Yeah, we need a third hour after every show to really get everything out of our system. Like
yeah, I mean
Like that one
Vegas.
time, yeah.
Vegas always was like LA too. Like everyone would just go to LA. Everyone from LA would just go to Vegas all the time.
Mhm.
The Raiders, they reached
The
it.
Raiders just did a Raider. They just Raider right now.
Oh my,
They
the
got-
60th ranked Doug Flair. What are they doing?
He's second in his position. Oh, guard.
Yeah.
They wanted a guard. He was the second best selection at guard. I don't think it's terrible. It's no
Wait,
like
they
Rolando
selected him to be a
McClain.
guard? Are you saying they selected him to be a
They just
guard?
took Alex Leatherwood from Alabama.
He played tackle at Alabama.
It has him as guard here.
If they have him listed as guard, then he won't be as bad because he's wasn't that good of a tackle. If maybe he could be better at guard, but like at tackle, that's not a good pick. And that's a reach. You could have got him in the next round.
Maybe it is as bad.
Literally, I literally saw him like possibly projected. They were like, oh, maybe he can fall to Dallas in the second round, or like maybe he'll still be there. Like this is a huge reach. Like this is an insane reach.
I feel like John Gruden hates Mike Mayock, and he's the one making all of the picks, but he's just gonna blame on Mike Mayock when he meets with Mark Davis and get him fired. What is he doing?
Dude, you picked Cleveland Farrell number 4 a couple years ago. Number 4. Josh Jacobs, I'll give you that because he's pretty good. What's his name? Jonathan Abrams. He's been pretty hurt, but I guess he's whatever.
No, but you
And then
picked
last
Farrell
year-
in a pretty deep pass rushing class with like clearly like better options that year.
Why do they want to be different? I don't get it. Like why?
Stop high-fiving in that war room. Stop it.
They really
You
screwed
had
it.
Tevin Jenkins and Christian Darrisaw, who are both better tackles. Like Tevin Jenkins can do everything that Alex Leatherwood can do, and he actually played right tackle, which is what they need. I'm really hoping Tevin Jenkins falls to the Steelers now. Oh my goodness,
What pick the Steelers have?
24. Oh, Miami's already rushed their pick in, so
I think they might go line.
dude, if they get Darrisaw, that's a steal. They have their choice out of like 2 of the top offensive linemen.
Who's going for? I think Bateman's going this round for sure, right? There's no way he's falling.
Oh my god. Even ESPN had 60% chance that he would have been available at 46. ESPN had it. 60%. Are you kidding me? What are they doing?
For Bateman, Omar, I think Tennessee, that would make a ton of sense. Indianapolis maybe could be a spot. Baltimore, I'm really curious if they're going to do something with their picks because they have 2 first-round picks. So they could maybe get a trade-up going, get Bateman.
They should get Bateman. They should get Bateman. I think they should.
Miles, the Giants are 2 picks away. You see anything that you like? Anyone on the board?
I'm looking at the offensive linemen, and yeah, like you're saying, Tevin Jenkins would be pretty cool. I know you're right with Matt Pert. Like I would love for him to develop into a starting right tackle, but I just don't know. We'll see. He did have a pretty good PFF grade.
Dave Gettleman would love Tevin Jenkins.
Oh, Dolphins. I kind of figured. I figured they were going. Yeah, they had to.
Edge rusher.
Wow. They don't care about the injury concerns. This could be a home run pick. This is like a boomer bust pick, really.
Doesn't he have like concussion issues?
Yeah, it's like, again, he could potentially be a concussion away from his career ending, but he was one of the best college football players like a few years ago, and he was originally supposed to be in the same class as Chase Young, and like they were like neck and neck for who's going to be the number one edge rusher, and then he had all the injury issues.
I didn't
Super
know
familiar.
that.
Didn't he play for UCLA?
Yes.
Okay, that's where I know him from.
I know who you're.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't know it was him. Like, I don't know. I know you're. Like I was like, this seems so familiar, but dang. I mean, at least he gets to stay in Miami.
He was like UCLA's best recruit in like 5 years, and he just kept getting hurt.
Yeah, he was like the number one recruit in the nation. Great for him. I mean, he barely got back into football this year. Like Miami literally called him and said like you could play for us. Or I think it was actually the story is like David Shaw, the Stanford coach, reached out to him to see if he could get back into it, and then everyone heard like, oh, he can play again, and then Miami like came in and swooped him from Stanford.
Miami threw how much money at him, you think? I kid.
He went there for the music school, Miles. That's the story.
Of course he did.
The great culture, the great environment. That's what players look for when they pick colleges. Yep. Definitely no monetary value involved whatsoever. That is illegal, Miles. Why even bring that up?
Why, Miles? Why? I think an offensive lineman would have probably been a better pick, but they did need an edge rusher. So
Ryan Flores is a defensive-minded guy, though, so kind of makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Didn't they lose Van Noy and
Lawson?
Yeah, they lost Van Noy
and someone else,
Shaq
right?
Lawson. Shaq Lawson.
Shaq Lawson. There we go. So yeah, I think defensive end is definitely a huge need. So now we're reaching playoff teams, right?
Yes, the
Washington football team.
I was scared that they were going to trade up for Fields or like trade up for a quarterback, but
it's Heineke season.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys keep talking about them getting a quarterback. They already have their quarterback. They need a receiver, though.
Didn't they sign
Terry? But right, they have Curtis Samuel.
I still think they could use another outside guy because I think Curtis Samuel will probably be in the slot most of the time and more of that gadget player. So maybe Bateman, potentially. I also think linebacker is a realistic possibility here.
I would hate that. I would hate Bateman so much. I would hate for them to pick him.
He's really good. I wouldn't blame you. I'm also looking at JOK, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from Notre Dame. I think he could be a huge piece in this defense. They could use some help at linebacker, and he's extremely versatile.
If you give Heineke another weapon, I think you just call it over, right? You just look forward to 2020.
That division's already over, dude. Heineke's got to unlock.
Dude,
yeah,
Michael
it's over for the Cowboys, man.
Parsons be like just chasing after Heineke. Aqib Talib called him the defensive rookie of the year. He's going to be the defensive rookie of the year, Michael Parsons. So I don't know. Everyone, they're saying he's really good. I'm kind of excited, but I don't know. I hope Washington chooses someone who's not good. Because they deserve nothing.
I will say, Omar, although the Cowboys, they lost like both the top corners, it's like the fact they traded back, got a third-round pick, and still got the best defensive player on the board that was left. It's like they handled that pretty well. So, I know you probably
can't be too upset.
You were dreaming of Surtain, for a long time now, but I think you'll be fine. Like, still look out for my guy Tyson Campbell.
I literally had a Photoshop of Surtain like back in October. Like I had a Photoshop. If you go back to my camera roll, I have one from October. So like I remember I even like commented on like one of his tweets. I was like the Photoshop, and I was like, I forgot what I said, but dang, man. I mean, yeah, like the thing is like I mentioned earlier, they weren't going to pick Devontae Smith and they weren't going to pick Justin Fields, so at least you got a third round pick out of it. Might as well. I still think the Cowboys are favorites in the division, even with the defense that they have.
Yeah, they have the best quarterback by like a mile. Like, I don't think there's anyone that's frankly close to Dak in that division.
Pat, come on, dude. You're just talking about it, the best quarterback in the division.
You're not going to defend your guy, Miles?
Miles is a realist.
Danny
in
Dimes,
the division?
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he's better than Daniel Jones. I agree.
That shouldn't even be a debate.
No. Although
Nobody's saying
Daniel Jones has pretty good deep passing ratings, and I think him and Galladay could be a pretty dynamite combo.
Just has to throw it up to Galladay, and Galladay will literally go win it.
But he's a good, deep, accurate passer. I think if you can just deal with the O line, give him a little bit more time, I think he'll be like a Jimmy Garoppolo level quarterback, which is all you need to make the Super Bowl, apparently.
I was gonna say you're gonna settle for Jimmy Garoppolo as your quarterback comparison.
Well,
Damon Davis.
I think it was a terrible pick. He shouldn't have been the 6th overall pick. Everyone knows that. Like, I just if you're gonna make that big of a mistake, it'd be fine if he turned out okay. I'd be okay with it. I thought it was a bust. I thought there's no chance this guy's gonna be good.
The football team picks Jamin Davis. Wow. He's good. Like, I don't think he was worth a first-round pick, but I thought he'd be one of the first guys off the board early day too. So it's a little bit of a reach, but I mean, he's not a bad player.
Rappaport is saying that he's one of he tweeted that he was one of the fastest rising players.
Oh,
apparently in October he was like a 4th, 5th round pick, and now he's a first rounder. So
he's got that NFL body, 6'4", 234. That's
he's just
insane.
a do-it-all linebacker. Like, good in coverage. He moves well. He can play the run. He's a good player. Like, they're gonna show this pick 6 he had against Tennessee, and he took it all the way to the house for like 70 yards or 80 yards. And
wow.
So he's a good player, but it's a little. I thought maybe you could have traded back a few spots, but sometimes there's not anyone else that wants to trade with you. So, but yeah, he's a good player, and I think he does fit a hole on that football team defense.
Oh yeah, they definitely need linebacker. It's just whether or not to stretch is the question. You're right.
So who dang, 6'3.5", 34. Darius Leonard comp.
Actually, I have no idea. Let's see the best players. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. What do you think about Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah?
He's the best comp I've seen for him is like Jamal Adams. Like he's a linebacker, but the way he was used in college is much more like a safety. Like,
we kind of already have that with Jabril Peppers, though, right?
I mean, I still think he's better because like he can do everything you want from a linebacker. And
I know it's gonna be Kwity Paye because I bet you Gettleman wanted him at 11 because they need an edge rusher, and they're so happy they're gonna get him at 20 plus an extra first.
I like Kwity Paye. I think Kwity Paye is decent.
I like him a lot more at 20 than I did at 11. That's for sure.
100%.
All right.
Hey, Omar, guess who's first place in the NL West in baseball right now? It's not the Dodgers.
Who cares, man? It's April. It's April.
Yeah, you can only say that for another few hours. It'll be May. We'll see where champions are made in May. No, Giants have a really tough schedule in May. They have a lot of road games. But this is an amazing start.
They'll flame out eventually.
Hasn't their pitching been like really good, Bob?
It's the almost best staff in the league by ERA, 293. Padres are only just ahead at 290, and we're playing them this weekend.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
It's in San Diego, right?
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, you getting in some Giants baseball?
I've just been listening to podcasts to keep up with it, honestly. Like,
That's dope.
Yeah, Stockton's in the San Francisco sphere of influence.
Yep. I've just been it's pretty cool. I mean, it's also like been kind of cool just seeing like super talented baseball players that I, wasn't familiar with how good they were. Like, whenever you guys would mention Mike Trout, I didn't realize that he was this good. Like, like literally when I was watching him an Angels game one time, it was either he got a hit or like he got walked from what it looked like to me. But it's pretty crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just also such an insane athlete. It can really draw you to the game, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool, man.
Like Mike Trout's batting over 400 right now.
Yeah, he was in like 420. Acuna flamed out. He's down to like 340, which is still really good, obviously. But like, yeah, Trout's keeping it steady. He's behemoth.
He really is going to be like a top 3 baseball player of all time, right?
Maybe
like Mickey Mantle.
I think he's already there.
Hank Aaron.
He only has like 1,400 career hits.
Here's what I'll say about baseball, though. Like, I think the boomers and the way, like, they talk about those super old-school baseball players is just, like, super funny to me. Like, I get they're probably really good, but I don't know. Like, just, like, it's kind of crazy that there's players that played, like, 100 years ago, and they talk about them as, like, being the greatest ever. And I'm like,
yeah, it's so hard to say, yeah. Oh, they would hit 400 if they played today. Jack?
The thing is that, like, I don't know, but this is the one era. Mike Trout is literally dominating on the individual aspect in the only era that one isn't like in black and white TV or like even before TV, and two isn't clouded by like the steroid scandal. Like this is literally like the one era that you could say, this is the one, I guess you could say, clean era where we have elite pitchers and stuff like that, and medical science is literally like at its peak, and he's still absolutely just dominating.
Pick is in, Miles.
Kwity Paye. It might be O-line, but I think it's going to be Kwity Paye.
That'd be a good pick. I mean, it was a killer trade for them, like getting like a future first. Like, especially if Daniel Jones like flames out this year, then you have 2 first-round picks to move up for a quarterback next year.
That's huge, yeah.
And you have no faith in Daniel Jones?
It's a hypothetical, Omar. Of course, we know Daniel Jones is going to have the Josh Allen breakout season. Like everyone, like that's just common knowledge at this point. Let's see what it is, though.
It's going to be the linebacker from Notre Dame. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but
people just call him a JOK. Just because, like, I don't think anyone really knows how to pronounce it.
That's me.
But not like just with the thing.
No, man, say hard cracker.
Miles, they're going to pick Najee Harris. They're going to draft a running back.
Hi, don't even
Travis Etienne.
Don't even
Travis
joke.
Etienne.
One of my homies posted about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Kadarius Toney,
Is that what they got?
wide receiver from Florida. Wow,
Wide receiver?
wide receiver from Florida, Kadarius Toney. I liked him, but again, I think Bateman's better if you're going for a receiver.
So it's a
He's
bit of a
good
reach.
player. It's a reach, yeah, but he's super, like, just get the ball into his hands. Like, it's not really that hard. Like, again, another guy like I'm struggling with his name. Daniel Jones isn't going to have to, do too much. It's like, again, you just got to throw him a screen or throw him a slant. Kadarius Toney's probably going to take it 20 yards. He's a good player, but I don't think this is the best value right here.
I mean, I feel like they already kind of got their value, right? Like they got another first, and they should be fine. And I mean, now look, their offense. This is going to be their offense. Daniel Jones, Saquon, Galladay, Tony, Shepard, Slayton, Evan Engram, and Kyle Rudolph. That's their offense.
Feels
If
like
Danny
too
Dimes
many,
can't-
though.
If Danny Dimes can't like even be like above average, then it's time to move on.
No, it was already a make or break year. This is definitely now.
He feels
Make or
kind of
break here.
redundant, though, with Shepard, I will say, but I mean,
Well-
again, it's no excuses for Danny.
So who do you think a good comp for him is, Patrick?
Okay, I don't know if you've seen Deontay Johnson for the Steelers. He literally reminds me he plays just like him. Like
Okay.
he wins early. You get the ball into his hands, and he'll make people miss in the open field. They also had he has an insane highlight tape if you ever want to check that out. Like just him making like having zero space and making touchdowns out of that. It's honestly insane.
So he's like a make guys miss kind of player.
Yeah, like like a slot that wins early and just make people miss in the open field.
Well, Pat, you mentioned that a little redundant with Shepard. Apparently, they can get out of his contract after next year and only have $4 million in dead cap. So I think that could be it.
I do.
They
think
do
could
own him.
use- Oh, go ahead.
Go for it.
I was just saying, I thought Edge might have been a better pick, but go ahead. My bad.
No, I was gonna say because they owe him like almost $9 million next year. So if you can cut him and you have kind of a replacement who can play in the slot, I think it kind of makes sense. I still, from what I've been seeing, it seems like it's a bit of a reach. So I don't know.
I think injury concerns to a Shepherd could be a thing. He gets hurt a bunch, so maybe it's redundant, but it's also just depth. It's a depth pick, which is kind of in my opinion, is a reach for a first round pick just for depth at receiver. But
Yeah, and Tony also doesn't really have the cleanest scratch record either. Like
Evan Porter Jr. scores 50 versus the Bucks.
Jeez, but
I just dropped him.
He's like so talented. Like he apparently, like everyone who knows basketball, like watches him work out. They're like, this dude could be an all-star. He's just like so gifted.
not to shift to NBA, but like how did Kevin Porter Jr. fall that far then?
The concerns about him coming to the organization one day and saying, "Trade me, or I'm not playing." That's exactly why.
What were you gonna say, Pat?
Just that Tony doesn't really have the cleanest injury history either. Like I think he could have probably been because I think I don't know if he's a fifth-year senior or was this just a normal senior, but he was having injury troubles and staying on the field the years before because this was like the first year where he stayed healthy the whole year. But yeah, so it is, maybe it's trending in the right direction, but he doesn't really have the cleanest injury history either.
Hey, Miles, listen to this. The good news for the Giants is that they have a really creative offensive coordinator who will definitely utilize Tony to the full extent.
Who tweeted that?
Someone retweeted it from is Yaya Dubin. I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's like a New York sports writer, I think.
That's a great tweet. That's an elite tweet.
I can't believe they brought back Garrett. It makes no sense.
I can't wait until you get to week 5, and then Daniel Jones has 3 games under 200 passing yards, and because Jason Garrett can't figure out a way to for some reason get the weapons open.
I feel like Joe Judge is smart enough where he should realize Jason Garrett doesn't have it. Like you say, by week 6, if they still can't score, because their defense was so good last year, they just couldn't put points on the board.
Yeah, they'll trade in their offensive coordinator for McCarthy though. They'll just keep going through that, picking up the Cowboys leftovers until they figure it out.
I wonder if the Colts are really about to fall right into Darisaw. Darisal's going to fall right into their lap because they lost their left tackle in Costanzo, and now Darisaw, who everyone thought was a top 20 pick, is literally falling all the way to them.
Wow, it's the Colts already have a pretty decent offensive line, a pretty good, I'd say, one of the better ones. Dang, Kevin Porter did have 50. He had 50 and 11? Dude, he had a 50, 11, and 5.
Jeez Louise.
He's good, but let's also remember that he's probably the only option on that team right now. So when
It's like
he,
Anthony. It's like Anthony Edwards stat numbers, right? Like he's just shooting the ball tons and tons of time.
But also keep in mind, like he was playing against the Bucks, so Drew Holiday was probably on him once he like started cooking because Drew Holiday played 38 minutes, so he was on the floor like for a good while, so he was probably getting defended by Drew and stuff like that. So it's pretty impressive. The Bucks defensively are pretty good.
no, he's legit. I'm not gonna knock him. I think he's great. I just think I want to see him on an actual good team where he has to pass the ball more.
It's like Zach LaVine, right? It's like these guys can put up big stats on bad teams. Doesn't mean it's going to lead to winning.
Hey, no slander here. Zach LaVine's actually kind of efficient, though. He takes a lot of shots, but it's not like he shoots below 40%. He's been
really efficient this year. Yeah, I'll give him that. But he's just, I just don't feel like he makes people around him better. I feel like when he gets the ball, he's kind of he's jacking up a shot every time.
I guess I'll give you that, but my Zach LaVine love won't stop.
No. Honestly, Patrick, I want the Knicks to sign him in 2022. Like he's a good player, no doubt.
He overshadowed a 31-9 game by Christian Wood. Christian Wood is so good. Like I remember I wanted him like so bad on the Lakers. I'm like, if they can somehow get him, he's
low-key, if the Rockets keep their pick this year, like it stays in the top 4, they have a pretty good young core. And Kevin Porter, yeah. And they'll probably get like Jalen Suggs or maybe even Cade.
What'd he pay?
Wow.
For the Colts?
Dude,
I thought they were going to go
might
off
actually follow the Steelers. An offensive line might actually
you don't want them to get. You don't want to get Najee Harris?
I want the offensive lineman more. Darisaw or Jenkins, if one of them is there, I want one of those two. I wouldn't hate Nahi, but I would love Tevin Jenkins or Christian Darisaw if they're there. We have a huge need at tackle.
What the heck? Dude, Kevin Porter Jr. he was literally born a month before I was. How does that make any sense? That's crazy.
Why aren't you dropping 50, dude? Come on.
Some of us are just meant for it, and then some of us are just not. He became the youngest player ever with 50 points and at least 10 assists since LeBron. But LeBron did it when he was 23, and Kevin Porter Jr. is 20.
Oh, they really stole him from the Cavs. That's amazing.
He's really good.
What, they got like a second, right?
Yeah, it was a second. It was kind
How you feeling, buddy?
it was ridiculous. I think he was good coming out of high school, and like obviously he fell. So I was like, oh, just take a second round flyer. That's not a bad pick. I didn't think he was gonna be like 50 and 11 kind of guy. I thought he was gonna be a decent guard for the future though.
He just looks smooth when he has the ball in his hands. Like he knows where he needs to get. He knows what spot he needs to get to, and he's got a really nice jumper.
Also, Giannis got hurt in the very first minute of that game. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I was looking at the box score, and he had like 1 point in a minute. So I assume he got hurt. I assume Coach Bud didn't play him for a minute.
Yeah, no, it said apparent ankle injury, but that's all I've heard.
That's pretty big. I mean, the playoffs are like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, how serious is that?
Really close.
What flag?
When is this? When is the end?
Behind Quiddy Pay?
Back it up.
What are you saying, Bob?
When are the playoffs? When are the finals going to end? Like, it's going to be another short off season if they want to start on time next year in the NBA.
Yeah, so I was reading about that, and apparently, so finals, the last day of the finals would probably be like July 22 or so. So if they wanted to restart in October again, they would literally have a month less than they usually do.
Thanksgiving restart, just like Christmas last year. We get Thanksgiving restart.
No, but the NBA wants to start in October again.
They're going to be bullied
They
out of
wanna
it by
start-
the players. The players were pissed off that they started as early as they did this year.
Yeah,
We're not going to let them start in October next year.
the players have to take a pay cut if they don't start in October because it's going to be less games. I don't think they want to take a pay cut.
You know.
Oh, they're definitely going back to 82. I think 72 is perfect, but they're going back to 82 for sure.
I like 72 too.
But they got TV contracts to settle. They can't go. They can't.
That's the joke about all this thing. The players have representation. It's just what the TV providers want. ESPN, Turner, all these big, massive corporations.
Yeah.
They just say, "Oh, yep, it's our way or the highway." And what are they gonna do?
I mean, when you think about it, there's been so many games this year on ESPN or on national TV in general. I don't remember like it being like this in other years. Like there's literally every week, every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Tuesday, there's like at least 2 games on national TV.
Yeah,
But it's easy to forget ESPN is just owned by Disney.
dude. I think 90% of the media in this country is owned by like 6 companies. What's that
I think
like? Where is this idea of the free press? Excuse me. There's 6 dudes, old rich white dudes probably, dictating what goes into the brains of 90% of this country. That's criminal.
Are we starting Aggie Talk after hours?
Yeah, it's after hours.
It's lefty talk hours. Yeah.
Already after hours. It's not even over the draft yet.
It's a long drive. The first round takes like 4 hours, man.
I was looking at your jersey, Michael, and I was like, when you joined the Zoom call, I was like, oh, he has a Rams jersey, and I didn't even realize like you guys have like no picks until like.
Oh yeah. I remember. You don't remember the past show? I said I only watch
Yeah.
these things now for the trades. So I got some this year, so I'm happy.
Trades are pretty fun.
Michael's just like vibing like to the
Yeah.
draft. He like, vibes to the draft.
I told you I barely pay attention to the draft anymore because like I had to wait until the end of day 2 to even see a pick.
That's so terrible. I mean, I guess you guys are always in contention, so it's not terrible. But I'm just mean like the draft. You just kind of. I remember the few times that the Cowboys have been like in the late 20s. I was like, this kind of sucks. Like like.
I used to love watching the draft, so it does suck that we don't have picks anymore. But I mean, yeah, it would have been worse if we didn't win. But at least we win.
I remember they had the fourth. The Cowboys had the 4th pick in 2016. And they had either Ramsey or Zeke. Can't believe the Giants actually took Saquon though. Did you not want him at the? I don't remember. Like, did you not want him?
No, I wanted them to trade down. If you want to take Saquon, trade down to 5. The Colts or the Jets wanted to move up.
Oh, and then the Jets got Darnold, right? That was the same draft.
Yeah, if you don't want Darnold, let the Jets take him. What's the issue with that?
I could have swore they were gonna. If I had to put my money on something, it would have been that they were gonna draft Josh Rosen that year.
I would have liked it. I thought he was gonna be really good.
What happened? Isn't he on the Niners or
I
something?
thought he's on the Niners now.
Third string now, I guess. I can't imagine he's ahead of Lance.
No.
Watch your back, Jimmy G and Lance.
Watch
Josh-
the resurrection of the chosen Rosen.
Josh Rosen.
The chosen.
I don't think he's under contract. I imagine he's going somewhere else.
Actually, an atheist the NFL's ever seen.
I think he's like on the practice squad, right? Something like that. I don't know.
Nah, he's on
On
practice
the
squad for
contract.
Tampa Bay, yeah. And then
Yeah.
he was on contract with Niners, but I think he's a free agent again.
Oh yeah, he got a contract from the Niners because the Niners like all their quarterbacks were basically hurt. So then they got
Yeah, and they were like, oh man, maybe Nick Mullins isn't our guy.
Turned out Nick Mullins isn't worth
Yeah.
it. The O-line is pretty iffy, but we did re-sign Trent Williams. Can't complain. We re-signed all the people this offseason. Like it looked like we're gonna not be able to re-sign. Williams is the biggest one. Juszczyk, K'Wan Williams, and Jason Verrett.
There is no way that Shanahan was not going to re-sign Juszczyk. Like,
Everyone
he
was
loves
saying
him.
at the beginning of the offseason, oh, all those guys are gone.
No. Juszczyk, he loves that guy. There was no way.
The Jets almost got him, it sounds like, but we got him.
What are
He
you gonna
can't
do
run his
when Cho-
offense without him though.
Not really. Yeah, that's the thing.
What are you gonna do
Probably
when
maybe the
Chosen
last
Rose?
Pro Bowl fullback we'll ever see.
Oh,
We're gonna say Omar.
tight. Titans got Farley.
Ooh, okay. Or
I
that.
like it. They needed a corner because they lost to
Yeah,
Dory
they
Jackson.
lost to Dory.
It's a big
So,
risk, but if it pays off, that could be a steal. Big time risk though.
I mean,
It's
it was
back
supposed
injury.
to be. It was supposed to be like the three. It was supposed to be Farley, Sertan, and Horn, right? Like for the best, like cornerback one. Like that was like. But then when the injury concerns started coming out, like the back surgeries and stuff, people were like, I don't know if I want to take him.
What sucks is he hurt it, and like I think both times he hurt his back was during a workout. Like it wasn't even when he was playing football. Like like he was like he basically had a back injury. Like the first time I think he was like deadlifting or something, and he did it wrong, and then it flared up again when he was working out for the draft, and that's why he had to get a second surgery.
Dude, deadlifting, man. I hate that. Kills your back.
Get your form right, man.
Yeah. Dude, why does he look strapped right now? Why does he did you see his fit right now? Why did he look like he was strapped? I was so confused.
I didn't see it, but also he tested positive for COVID, so he also tested positive for COVID, so he couldn't really have his family around him when for the draft today. So it was like
That sucks.
Currently has it. Like,
Well, it was weird because he tested positive. He tested positive yesterday, but supposedly Drew Rosenhaus said today that he tested negative. But then the NFL still didn't allow him to like be around friends and family. So I guess
That poor TV crew had to be there.
that's so.
really.
I mean, you're like you're on the line. You're on like the border with like in terms of ethical, right? Like of what's ethical and what's not.
Yeah.
no. Apparently that positive or that negative test wasn't true. Like that was
Was
a
it?
false report. Yeah, it was false. Rappaport came out and said like that wasn't true. He really
Yeah.
was still positive.
Yo, did he really do look like strapped with his bags on? What is that?
No, that's not him.
Only 2 more picks till Najee Harris is a Steeler.
Oh yeah, I imagine Minnesota might go offensive line. They have so many concerns on that line.
Do they? I've always wondered that. Do they just send the players like all the hats, and then you just have to return the ones?
I've always wondered that.
I think maybe for like first round, but I think after that, these people just buy the hats.
So then you have like 31 other hats. To just
Yeah, I
wear?
think that's what happens.
If you're a football family, you probably have enough friends where you can pull your favorite team's hat together. You only probably have to buy like 10 or 15.
But
You can just return them the next day. You just buy them and then you just don't take the tags off. So you just return them the
NFL's
next
so
day.
rich, they probably do have 32 hats with every prospect.
No, I'm telling you okay, maybe no more past like day 2. If you're not even like a day 2 prospect, I don't imagine you're getting a hat.
Yeah.
well, if you're a day 3 prospect, they don't even have a camera on you. Like there's, they don't.
Right.
You don't
Yeah,
have a
exactly.
live-
You're not getting a hat if you're the 6th round pick. You'll have to
But-
buy
but
your
I
own for $20.
But yeah, I've always wondered that. I'm pretty sure they just have like a stash, and then like whenever they get the call, like the agent or something just like gets all the hat, like gets the one hat that's theirs, and then that's it. They didn't do jerseys this year though, right?
No.
You know, like when they give them like their jersey and then they take the picture with the commissioner.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think they did that this year.
So is Patrick bugging out right now because the Steelers are next?
Right now it's Minnesota and then it's the Steelers. I don't know if he's just if he's nervous or I don't know I don't know.
He's on the phone getting his Steelers intel with his sources.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's the one getting
Apparently, Micah Parsons wants number 11. So
Is that allowed now?
yeah, you didn't hear about the rule? They changed it so like any player can wear like
Any
the
number?
numbers they want. Like the like receivers can wear 1 or like 2 or whatever and
I
stuff
thought
like
that was
that.
kind
So
of
like
already the case. Like it was generally like you're supposed to do it, but like guys are breaking that rule all the time. Don't really cared. I thought.
No,
no,
it's a pretty strict rule before.
Yeah.
it was that like wide receivers can only have number 10 through number 19, and then number 80 to 89. Those are the only wide receiver
Well,
numbers.
yeah, it used to be like only the 80s.
But like yeah, and so but like now it's like you can have like there's still a range I think, but like if you want a single digit number you can have it. So like I'm pretty sure like Sertan's probably gonna have number 2, but they were saying like though if you wanted to change your number this year, like if you're like a vet like another play like in the league already and you wanted to change your number, you had to buy out all the jerseys. So like all the jerseys that were made already. And I think Dalvin Cook said that he wanted to change his number to like a single digit number, but they told him that he'd have to pay like over $1 million like to buy out all the jerseys that's been produced for him. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't know if it's worth it,
Yeah, it's not worth it in my opinion.
If you're a rookie though, that's pretty cool.
No, it's a great deal for a rookie because now you get to take all these single digit numbers, and the vets will have to pay you next year to take the number.
Could a QB just want to be like number 74? Could they do that?
No. There's still a limit on that. So like, it's basically, I think like quarterbacks, receivers, and running backs can go like 1 to 49, basically.
Yeah.
And then linebackers can go 1 to 59, I think. And then, yeah, and then like linemen though, like offensive, defensive linemen are basically still restricted to like 60 to 79.
What are you gonna do when number 47 Chosen Rosen pulls out? He's after Trey Lance and Jimmy G come out of the game, and number 47 rolls in, and it's Josh Rosen. These guys.
I like Josh Rosen.
Yeah, he's made for SF.
Yeah, he is made for SF.
Looks like Darisaul's the pick for the Vikings. That's a steal.
Yeah, he fell, right?
Yeah, he was so stupid. Everyone was marking him to like the Chargers. I actually mocked him to the Vikings at 14, so they traded down, got some assets, and still got him.
I still think they kind of sold themselves short on the trade down. I mean, it kind of worked out because maybe they still wanted like an offensive lineman or something, but I don't know. I thought they kind of, you moved down for only a third or whatever it was, like
2/3.
2/3. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of selling yourself short.
I mean, they got the player they would have probably selected there, so it's a good pick. Big need. Now the Steelers are on the clock, and Tevin Jenkins is still there. That's my hope.
What about Travis Etienne?
I'd rather have Nahi than Etienne, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Who do you think they're going?
They're probably going Nahi, but I want Tevin Jenkins so bad. Oh, they already rushed it up. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so apparently Kwity Paye almost he got red flagged for a heart issue before the draft, but apparently it got cleared up like right before the draft. So he got lucky. Because there was that one player, right? The offensive lineman that he probably gonna go undrafted.
Wait, the one from Cal?
Yeah, him. Remember, I think he has like a heart issue. So he's probably go undrafted.
Yeah, that sucks. I feel bad. I didn't really know who he was, but still, that sucks to hear.
They're really letting the Steelers pick have it.
It's Cleveland, man. I just hope this is a good pick.
Man, you gotta respect Cleveland. They smacked you guys in the playoffs.
Don't remind me, man. I don't have any respect. I'll say this again. There's high school teams that have more wins in Heinz Field since 2000 than them.
With the 24th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Kyle Trask, quarterback, Florida.
Just know I'm probably gonna leave if that happens. Like you won't hear from me for a while. Oh, they're already going. Come on, baby.
Kellen Mond. Honestly, I think Atlanta's going to go Kellen Mond. I like Kellen Mond. I think he has potential.
That's such a cop out.
Oh, do you want to know the pick, Pat? I don't think he's listening.
According to ESPN, their number one quarterback available is actually Davis Mills from Stanford.
Nahi. Wow. I wanted Jenkins, man. I'll still take it.
Everyone was talking about that the whole draft season, right?
Yeah, he's been pretty much a lock to the Steelers for like forever. He's my favorite running back to watch though. So
Yeah, I like him too. He's from
Hey,
India.
the run game needed so much help, like an insane amount.
a lot of it was also like the scheme. Like it was
Yeah, I
so
think it was
innovative. Like it's like, oh, run down the middle, draw down the middle on 2nd and 15. I'm like, come on, man. Like I hope he can spark the run game, but it's also gonna take some innovation from Matt Canada and Mike Tomlin just to fix that up.
It'll help if you guys have like a good quarterback. I think that'll help a lot. If the Steelers can have a good quarterback, I feel like that would help the offense a lot.
Watch Dwayne Haskins season.
Elite 11 MVP, Dwayne Haskins.
I forgot they had Dwayne Haskins. But you guys you guys locked in Mason Rudolph, remember?
Oh yeah, that was the big news of the day. Biggest story today. Nothing like Aaron Rodgers wanting to be traded or freaking Tim Tebow getting a tryout as tight end.
Oh, I forgot that happened.
Oh, look who's up to. It's Jacksonville.
I forgot the Tim Tebow thing happened.
That's honestly kind of cool. Tim
Yeah, I think it's
Tebow,
cool.
like Jacksonville doesn't really even have any. Like I don't even think they have a tight end on their roster. Like unless they still have Eifert.
I don't know if they still have Eifert.
Yeah, like
But the only reason he even got or he's gonna get a tryout is because of Urban Meyer.
yeah.
It's literally
Still though, I want him to get signed. I'd want him to get signed. No, he honestly kind of reminded me of Le'Veon Bell though when I was watching him. Just like that combination of patience and like the way he's able to win in multiple ways in the open field. Like I'm not kidding. Like he could hurdle you, he could juke you, he could spin. He has a killer spin move, or he could run through you. Like if it's a one-on-one, he was pretty much winning it all the time. That's against SEC competition. So
am I hearing this correctly? Am I hearing the man who hates running backs in the first round, just absolutely despises them? Is he praising this Steelers pick?
I'm not praising it. I just like the player. I like the player. I would much rather have Javonte Williams in the 2nd round. But I don't hate Najee Harris. He was my favorite running back. And if we were gonna take one, it might as well be him. But I would much rather have Tevin Jenkins. I think Tevin Jenkins is gonna be, if Jacksonville gets him right here, that's a steal. Or maybe even Baltimore. Oh my God, if he falls to Baltimore.
They gotta go offensive line though, right? You gotta give Trevor Lawrence some protection. Or what if they go Bateman?
That'd be interesting.
Because who do they have? They
Just
lost
Chark.
Chark and
Chark. They got Laviska Shenault
Oh yeah, Chenault.
and Marvin Jones too. They signed Marvin Jones.
they signed Marvin Jones.
No, I still think you go line here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably line. Do they also still have D.D. Westbrook?
I think.
I think he was just hurt most last year. I don't know if he's still on the team though.
Yeah, I think you're right, Michael. I think he was hurt, but I'm not sure.
I mean, you could be fine with those receivers and maybe just wait till the 2nd and just, they do have a pretty big need at tackle. Like, Cam Robinson isn't really great. Like he can play, but he's a starting caliber tackle, but he's not optimal. Neither is who's their right tackle? Juwan Taylor, I think. He's not really that great either. So
D.D. Westbrook's actually a free agent,
oh,
but I'm pretty sure he got hurt last year because I don't remember hearing from him like at all.
yeah, that makes sense.
Didn't they lose Keenan Cole? Or
Yeah, I
Keenan
think he's
Cole got
gone.
signed with the Jets.
Yeah.
finished bottom 5 in scoring offense and defense in 2020.
Because you know what they did? They won the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. So
They went 1-0, and then it was all downhill from
Yep.
there.
I can't imagine just winning one game to start the year and then I guess it's better than not winning any, but that's just pain.
Is ESPN still doing that stuff with all those sad stories? Like, are they doing that right now?
I don't know. I do know that like before the draft, they had like a show where they were like featured, like it was a feature on like the draft prospects, and one of them was on like Quiddy Pay, and it turns out that like he came with his mom to the U.S. like when he was really little from Africa, and then like it was like a sad story, but like it was a feel good story, and I'm like, damn, it's not even the draft yet, and ESPN's already like just trying to get the most out of the story.
I just found
I'm
that
pretty
so
sure-
ridiculous last year. Like how it was just like every time it's like oh, they happen to have someone that they lost in their life, or like someone like who was it? I think T Higgins, like they highlighted that his like mom fought like through drug addiction and all that. I'm like,
I think it was him, yeah. No, but like I think the only reason they did it because it seemed like they did it with like every single prospect last year. But I think it was because one, they couldn't interview the player anymore after they got picked. Because remember it was a remote, so they couldn't interview the player. They couldn't really do anything to kill time. So I think they're just asking for like, what's a tragedy that happened in your lifetime, and then that's what they used.
what motivates you? Like they just pick a tragedy or something. Oh, that was just kind of crazy though.
So this is the first Steelers first round pick on offense in 7 drafts. In their last 7 first.
Jeez. Even if you count the Minka like trade, that's like also that's another defensive. But wow, I don't really think about that.
They always go defense.
Who was our last offensive player before this? I can't even remember. Might have been David DeCastro.
Wait, what happened?
I think the last offensive player they selected was David DeCastro. Our guard.
Dang, that was a long time. I remember there was like what was it, like 3-4 straight years that the Cowboys chose offensive linemen.
I mean, it helped them that what Zach Martin was it like Tyron Smith and some of those
Zach
other guys.
Martin, Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick.
Leo Collins, was he a first round pick?
No, actually, Leo Collins was a steal because he was going to be a first round pick, but then he had like this allegation against him, so like he went undrafted, and it turns out the allegation was false. So the Cowboys basically got a first round pick undrafted. I think the Cowboys gave him like $1 million guarantee, something like that, which is crazy for an undrafted player. So I think that's why he went with the Cowboys.
Oh, wow! The Jags are reuniting their quarterback with his running back.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. That's pretty cool. So you got Burrow and Chase, Travis Etienne, and Lawrence.
And Tua and Waddle.
Did they have James Robinson still?
That's what I was gonna say.
Wait, yeah. That's not a good pick.
I don't like it because it's like I don't know. I don't know if you were they like was
It's
it like
unnecessary.
a package deal? I don't know. Like what's going on here? Because they didn't really need a running back.
Yeah, I liked Robinson.
I would have rather them taken a wide receiver instead.
Yeah, like Bateman's still there. Bateman, Jenkins, like, and both of my division rivals are about to pick, and one or like, then yeah, 3 of the next
Well,
5 picks are
the Ravens are gonna get Bateman. The Ravens are gonna get Bateman for sure. This whole time, Patrick's been praising the Bateman. He's gonna end up on the Ravens.
Don't worry, he has a running back throwing to him. I'm not worried.
Oh wow! All of a sudden,
I know. He
ETN has
would
a
open up that whole
house,
offense.
though. That's a crazy
that?
house. ETN's
Oh
house
yeah,
is
oh yeah.
and they had a draft party at the Jags stadium.
I wonder the Browns are about to go with.
Offensive line, right?
I mean, they're good on offensive line. They spent a ton on that.
Who's available?
I think they might go with the defensive tackle from Alabama, Christian Barmore. It's not really that great of an interior defensive lineman class, so he could be a potentially he's easily the best one, so he might get pushed up and get selected here, just based on the depth isn't really there.
And there's been 6 Alabama players that have been picked in the first.
There might be another right now, so.
That's crazy. Is that a record?
I don't think so.
It was tied for the record right now.
Nice. Think they're gonna break it? They might.
I think that. I mean, Pat says probably.
They could if just because I could have sworn Barmore was I could have sworn I saw a report that said Barmore was more valued by the NFL than a lot of drafts the draft Twitter and the media was hyping him up to be and again a lot of that was based on the depth in the class. There's not really that many great interior defensive linemen, so he could be the pick right here. They have a need at that position.
And it's funny. Is it 5 of the 6 Alabama players that were taken were on the offensive end? No. Waddle, Smith, Harris,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, Surtain was the only defensive. I think.
Yeah, that's interesting because they're known as always one of the most dominant defenses.
But they didn't have that D line like they usually have this year.
Yeah, true.
And they still destroyed in the national championship game. That's crazy.
Where's HaHa Clinton Dix at? What team is he on now?
I have no idea. I mean,
in the
is he in the league? Maybe not.
I don't think so. I mean, the Cowboys had signed him, I think, and then they cut him before the season started.
Yeah, did he even resign after that?
No, not really. Oh, so that was the Jalen Ramsey pick from the Rams. So the official trade for Jalen Ramsey was Travis Etienne, Kayvon Chason, and whoever they pick in the 4th round this year.
Kayvon Chason hasn't really been that good. He was actually bad in this rookie.
I think we won that trade.
I'd say so.
No knock on ETN, but he's not going to be Jalen Ramsey caliber effect on the team.
Yeah, you traded the best cornerback in football for a running back.
Especially when you already had an undrafted cheap running back on your roster.
Yeah, a steal.
I remember. I think Kayvon Chason was the projected Cowboys pick last year before CeeDee Lamb fell. That was a great feeling. It was a lot better than this year.
Yeah, that sucks.
I really don't feel like it's gonna hit you to tomorrow, Omar. I know it's probably getting at you right now, but
I need to see what they do in day 2 because they have 4 day 2 picks. So if they can get solid secondary, I'll be fine. If they can get 3 defensive players and 3 defensive players and 1 offensive lineman, I'll be good with that. The Browns.
Who would believe that the Browns are picking 26 with their own pick? Who would believe it?
Not a terrible trade they made.
Nope.
It's kind of
Ooh.
ridiculous, like, because every time they made a trade, like, it always looked like they passed on, like, a really good quarterback. Like, especially when, like, Carson Wentz was, like, good. Like, everyone's like, oh, my God, they really traded away that pick. And they also traded away the pick that turned into Watson, I think.
Oof, really?
It was like, yeah, so they passed on, like, like Wentz when he looked like an MVP. And then they also passed on, like, Watson, which maybe right now it doesn't look nearly as bad, but yeah. Ooh, Greg
In
Newsom.
hindsight,
I
and
like
they
Greg
got
Newsom.
Greg Newsom.
I like Greg Newsom too.
Damn, so Bateman is gonna go to Baltimore.
Oh. I love Newsom though. He plays so well. Like he just moves super fluidly and he plays great in zone.
Wow, 2 Northwestern guys in the first round. That's big.
Northwestern had a really good team. They were in the Big Ten championship, weren't they?
Yeah, you're
Yeah, I
right.
think we're Mickey Mouse season.
Mickey Mouse season.
Mickey Mouse.
Kind of is, though.
The Big Ten was a mess. They barely played like 5-6 games. Like most of the conference didn't even play like 4 games or something like that. It was a
I remember
disaster.
Donald Trump literally brought that up in the debate. I brought Big Ten football back.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
It was a disaster because, like, for one, they weren't prepared at all, and then
No.
two, they just rushed in and they were like, "Oh, let's just get started." And then most.
Well, they
games-
were just gonna sit the year out.
What really
And then,
should have made it a Mickey Mouse season is if like Jim Harbaugh in Michigan like just cruised undefeated, but they're not good enough to ever
Yeah,
do that.
that's true. They still couldn't win the Big
No,
Ten.
they still couldn't.
Also, like, did you see what happened with Wisconsin? And like, they literally like had like a COVID outbreak like 2 weeks in, and I think they only played like 3 games in that season.
oh yeah, Big Ten did the opposite approach. They were like, we're not gonna play, and then the players were like, no, we want to play. And then we're like the Pac-12 was like, we're gonna play, and then the players were like, no, we don't really want to play.
And what was it?
There's a lot about the geographic location.
Yeah, I was gonna say it says a lot about the kind of people playing in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I think Purdue also only played like 4 games, so that's 2 teams. Like, oh my goodness, the Big Ten did handle that terribly.
There was I remember the Big Ten and the Pac-12 were like the two big like, oh, they canceled their fall seasons and this is huge for college football, and then they both ended up coming back anyway, so it didn't matter in the end.
Yeah, Pac-12 couldn't afford to lose any more money. Like Big Ten probably could have, but Pac-12 just couldn't take another loss.
Did you guys know that both Big Sky teams are out? They lost their first game.
Yeah.
Weber State lost to Southern Illinois, and then Eastern Washington lost to North Dakota State.
Well, yeah, Weber State looked shaky, and so did Eastern Washington. So that doesn't totally surprise me, but it's Mickey Mouse year, so.
So Mickey Mouse here. Just wait till the
I
next
can't
year.
believe
We have
Weaver won off that Hail Mary.
That's what I mean. Like, they almost lost to us. That's not a knock on us, but they almost lost to us, and then they almost lost to Northern Arizona.
and
I think-
Idaho State too.
Yeah, like, they didn't look dominant.
It's a Mickey Mouse Big Sky conference.
Big asterisk next to.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
the
Sac
Big
State
Sky.
didn't play. It is actually.
The Montanas didn't play either.
Montana's didn't play. Like, yeah, there's a big year to be a Mickey Mouse year.
That's crazy how like the three of the most elite teams in the conference just like didn't play.
Oh, Cal Poly didn't play either. Oh, wait, they did. They just sucked.
That was funny. They got like what? They gave up 150 points in like 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, and then they're like,
ah,
nah, we're out.
They said supposedly that they didn't have enough players to field like
Yeah, because they had an outbreak every week, basically.
the moment the moment they got the first the moment they got the second outbreak before the season even started, they should have been like, you know what? I think we're fine. I think we'll call it a season. You know, we'll just look forward to the fall. But apparently they wanted to see the other team score like a combined.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if they were winning games, but they weren't even competitive.
They let UC Davis break their personal scoring record, and then they're like, "We're done."
At least we got that Trent Tompkins run, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Future NFL running.
Yeah, as I say, future NFL running back Trent Tompkins.
I mean,
Future
Taysom
number
Hill.
one pick.
Bro, he's gonna swipe Giannis's agent, and then he'll make it to the NFL.
Dude, why is it just me? I don't know, because I switched it to ABC, but like they've been on commercial like for a long time. I'm just gonna switch it back to NFL Network.
Probably because that's the entire reason they're airing the NFL draft on a Disney-owned station, so they can sell you a million stupid products you'll never need in your life. Yeah, we're back at Lefty Talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're such a weird podcast. We do not stick to sports at all. You know?
Nah, man. There's actually a lot of more sports podcasts nowadays that.
This is like, Aggie After Hours is just Aggie Talk now. We don't even do the After Hours segment. It's just incorporated into the show now.
If this is a national thing, we wouldn't be popular.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we would get like canceled by Fox News immediately.
Good.
Like ESPN.
That's why we like it. We're gonna get canceled.
Laura Ingraham would just be like, stick to sports on us immediately. We would just no shot.
As college students think 6 companies control the minds of the American population. What? Don't they know we have freedom of the press? Haven't they read the First Amendment?
Let's do the Ravens draft.
Where's the Tucker Carlson impression? Someone, please.
You just have to look like a golden retriever.
Dang it! Rashad Bateman.
Oh yeah, they got Bateman. I hear it.
Now Matt Gates implicates.
How do you
Right
feel?
here.
That dude's one of my favorite players, and he freaking goes to the Ravens, just of course.
Remember, you were saying he should be up there with the top 3 wide receivers.
I did think he was he literally plays just like a Keenan Allen, like one of the best route runners in this class. He's got good hands, and oh my goodness, like he just wins so easily. And then
The
like,
Giants probably should have drafted this guy, eh?
Rashad Bateman.
yeah, he would have probably been better. He's a beast, and then he had better testing numbers than people projected. Everyone thought he'd be a 4.5 guy. He ran in like 4.4s. So,
Was it a pro day?
I mean, he did it at the Exos Combine event, which even then their times were also kind of sketchy. But then he did it again at the pro day, so it's like, oh, okay, he might actually be faster than what people think.
Okay.
Or again, they faked the times twice, but I don't really think he could fake it. He also lost like 20 pounds, so it's realistic. Like, I mean, he moved really well for a bigger guy, but he might be faster now that he lost some weight and still has that route running.
Yeah, he's a great route runner. I'm looking at like the what they're showing right now, and like his breaks are like really good.
Yep.
But this is
I wonder
the
if
only way
Packers are finally going to get a receiver.
I was gonna say this is the only way the Ravens are gonna like get a wide receiver for Lamar Jackson, because no big free agent is gonna sign there unless they overpay. So now they just kind of have to rely on Sammy Watkins, Bateman, and Hollywood Brown. Which if they have like 2 solid receivers and the Sammy Watkins can stay healthy, Hollywood Brown can be used in like a deep role, right? But the thing is that they've been wanting to use him for like everything else because they have nothing else.
I think Hollywood Brown could be good, right?
He was better in the second half. Like, I think he either scored a touchdown in like every one of the, like It's either he went over 100 yards or he scored a touchdown in like the last 7 games of the season.
It was like 100 yards. It's one of you're right. It is one of the two though. He
Yeah,
was
so
going off.
he was playing better. And I do think like Rashad Bateman, this pick does like help open him up because Bateman could be more of the guy that goes over the middle and is that reliable option. Well, they could maybe design Marquise Brown for some more shot plays and some touches. Dang. That's a good pick.
Right.
I think because I think they tried to use Hollywood Brown in like a way that he's not really like he shouldn't have been used that way. So I don't know. I still haven't gave up on him, but I like the pick. They needed to go wide receiver for sure. The pick is in. Who's New Orleans taking?
Ooh, could they
I
go
don't know,
for a
that's so
QB?
interesting.
I think it's too early for
I think it's
QB,
it's definitely a reach for any of the QBs available. I think.
Kellen Mond.
I like Kellen Mond, but I don't think he should be taken until the 3rd.
Really?
I liked him. Like I thought
He's the next Tom Brady.
I mean, he's been rumored in the 2nd, but I think that he's more of a 3rd round guy just because I don't know. I didn't really think he's worth like a 2nd round pick. I don't think it's worth taking the 6th best quarterback when there's still going to be like, better players at other positions. He's worth a shot though, like as a later guy.
Can't wait for the Packers to draft Kyle Trask.
Fucking stand it.
They're drafting Kyle Trask to motivate Jordan Love so that he can continue motivating Aaron Rodgers to play at an MVP level.
I've never seen Jordan Love in a Packers uniform. Like I don't recall like any picture, any video, or like him just throwing the football with a Packers jersey.
Yeah, I've seen
He
like
never
the
was.
practice jerseys. Yeah.
He never got to because like I think he was like their emergency like COVID quarterback last year. Like they kept him like he wasn't at the games and stuff because they didn't want to risk like him catching COVID or something. I don't know. It was really weird because the backup last year was Tim Boyle. Like, and everyone, I mean, I get it. Like maybe like because a lot of people were making fun of him, like saying, "Oh, he couldn't win the backup job," but at the same time, it's like it's a short and off season, COVID, like. It makes sense why he wouldn't be able to win it that early, or like maybe they want to just hold on and wait. They're really taking their time with this though, and if they're gonna give Rodgers an extension, that's a terrible pick.
Yeah, I thought the whole point of drafting Jordan Love was you move on from Rodgers, but the thing is that like in hindsight he won MVP, so it looks terrible, but the year before that, he didn't look like great. He didn't look terrible, but he didn't look great either. Like he didn't look MVP level.
He looked like he was gonna take a turn. He
Yeah,
wasn't
he looked
like
on the
on the
decline.
downhill yet. Yeah.
But I think like it's I get they're maybe like they're thinking, but I don't get in the first round. That's the part that got me. Where it was like if you draft someone in the 2nd and like in the 3rd or something, like okay. Right? It's not really like super threatening, but whatever. But in the 1st, that was the thing where I was like, dude, like Aaron Rodgers isn't washed.
Yeah. I'm honestly more upset though with their picks in the 2nd and the 3rd. Like the 3rd round, they took Josiah DeGura, like who literally played 3 snaps for them before getting hurt, and he was literally drafted to be like their Kyle Juszczyk fullback. Like what? And then AJ Dillon.
Yeah, the Dillon pick made no sense.
They already had actually Jamal Williams left this year, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Which if you're drafting Dillon just to replace Jamal Williams, that just makes no sense.
Yeah, they re-signed Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know if they know what they're doing.
No, they don't. They made that clear that they don't know what they're doing.
Peyton Turner.
But
He shot up the draft board.
Wait, who?
Peyton Turner, defensive end, Houston. He was like a riser. I didn't really know much about him, but he's been receiving a lot of hype. I don't really know. Like, I didn't really get into him and like get to learn much about him. But it's the Saints, so they probably made a smart move.
you guys think Aaron Rodgers gets traded at all?
I mean, it seems like they don't really want to budge. It might be after this year.
Raiders now, baby.
Raiders.
That was on his list, right? It was the Niners, the Raiders. Who else was it?
Broncos.
Broncos.
I still think the Broncos is the most likely on that list.
I'm waiting for after this year because, again, the Steelers are gonna have 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks back to back. I'm telling you, that's why the Packers aren't budging. They know the Steelers are gonna send a great offer next year, and it's gonna be, the greatest number 12 in Steelers history. He's gonna win more Super Bowls than the other number 12 and they used to play for the Steelers in the 70s. Some guy named Terry Bradshaw.
Can you imagine if the Broncos just are terrible at evaluating free agent and draft QBs, and then they just luck into Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers?
John Elway. It's all up here.
John
All
Elway,
calculated.
he's gonna look like an absolute genius if that happens.
Yeah.
But man, because I think there's a reason the Broncos didn't choose a quarterback. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not super comfortable with Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater, right?
Same.
So
I actually think Drew Lock is pretty good.
Nah, he hasn't shown. He hasn't shown.
He hasn't shown it yet. Yeah.
I don't know about Drew Lock. I honestly think he's not going to be a starting quarterback after next year.
I liked him coming in out of the draft, but the more I see of him as a pro, the less I like.
Yeah.
Just
Is there a
dances on the
rap song
sideline.
about him last year?
I have no idea, but
Oh, you guys
he's
don't
kind
know
of
about
a meme for dancing on the sideline and stuff.
that?
just
Yeah,
hang
no.
on to G.
A lot to learn about your culture, Daryl.
Green Bay. The pick is in. Let's see. Who are
Oh,
they
I'm
in?
serious.
If it's a receiver, I'd want it to be Elijah Moore or Terrace Marshall.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be Elijah Moore if it's going to be a receiver.
Elijah Moore would be more optimal because they kind of need a guy to play in the slot.
Yeah.
Oh, another wide receiver.
Or they get a corner. A corner also wouldn't be bad because I don't know about you, but Kevin King is
No, yeah, Kevin King is elite, dude. Just getting torched in the playoffs, no biggie.
amazing ball tracking skills. Did you see that? How he mistimed his jump that badly on that first touchdown?
I know he's
End of the
signed
half.
too.
Was Kevin King the one that Scotty Miller scored on?
Yeah, end of the half.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was so rough to watch.
that one leaves a bad taste in my mouth as a Bucks hater.
That was so infuriating to watch because I was rooting for the Packers, but that was just
I really started to accept. Thought Brady's really about to win another one.
Yeah.
They
that's
dropped a
kinda
pick
when-
right before that too.
that's kind of when it hit.
Right after an interception.
When they I remember the whole season I was because sometimes I tune into Undisputed when they talk about Aaron Rodgers and whatever and Tom Brady and stuff, and I clearly remember
those takes, right, Omar? I'm there
yeah
with you.
exactly. No, but I clearly remember one of the biggest points Skip always made was at the end of the half he always takes a deep shot. At the end of the half, he always took, because I think that had happened before. So when they got in that situation, I was in my mind, I was yo, I think he's going to go, I think he might go a deep shot here. And he did. And I was dude, how do you not prepare for that?
It was low-key a dime.
Of course it was a dime.
It was a dime.
It was a great pass. It's just why are you not prepared for that? Why are you leaving Scotty Miller, who's probably one of the faster players, and then Kevin King on an island who hasn't looked he hasn't looked great. So why
This man is leaving Green Bay, by the way.
Eric Stokes. He's not bad, but this is another reach.
This man is leaving Green Bay. There is no shot he plays this year.
He's a scheme fit at least. I'll give him that. He can play in zone. But really, corner was a need. They were much better with Asante Samuel Jr. or I mean, maybe not Tyson Campbell. I don't think he fits them as well, but Asante Samuel Jr. should have. If you're taking a corner, that should have been the pick. It's a good player, but it's a reach.
Dang it. It's another less another corner off the board. Dang it.
I honestly thought he might be
I'm
someone
sorry.
that the Cowboys get. Eric Stokes. I thought he was going to be the Cowboys pick soon.
Yeah, I heard about him as well because I heard like he's like a pretty good athlete. And he has an eye for the ball, so that's kind of what we need with the Cowboys only getting like 10 turnovers every year in the whole season. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure the Cowboys turnover differential the last like couple seasons has been pretty bad. Especially last year. Ooh. He can blitz too.
Yeah, he's athletic. Like again, like at the Exos combine, his run was kind of sus to me because apparently he ran 4.27 or something like that. Like he's not that fast.
4.29
Or 4.29. Yeah.
4.29.
I don't think he was that fast. Like when I was watching, Tyson Campbell looked way faster to me than Eric Stokes. Again, I still think Eric Stokes is like a 4.4 type of guy, but it's like 4.27. Like that didn't or 4.29.
He's 6 feet 194, and according to that, he ran a 4.29, which I don't know, man. I don't think so.
They upgraded over Kevin King at least, but it's like there was a better corner on the board.
Damn, JOK's still available.
JOK, why isn't he gone? That would have been a great pick for the Packers.
I wanted Morik from TCU, the safety, but he's probably not going to be there by like. I mean, if he's there by like the mid 30s, if I'm the Cowboys, I take a call. I'm like, yo,
got an extra third round pick. I mean, they could use a
but I
fourth.
feel like exactly that's what I was gonna say. If you because they also have an extra fourth, so if you're gonna only move up a couple like 5-6 spots, I'm pretty sure it's not that much.
Yeah, he could flip. I mean, it looks. How many teams are gonna pick right now? Like, because I could see him at the very end of the little pick tracker that they're gonna. Like, they're coming up soon.
Well,
so.
Right now it's Buffalo, then it's Baltimore, then it's Tampa Bay, and that's it. And that's the end.
I know, but for the second round, I could see them like that. They're gonna be picking like, it's not that far away. From their
they're. I want to say the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're gonna be like the 44th pick in the 44th overall. So I think. Yeah, I think I don't know. They'll have a safety.
Sorry about that.
You're good, Bob.
There's no Fox News is gonna trip about that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a front cover story of the news tomorrow. Fox News. It's gonna be headline.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna look at the papers tomorrow. They're just gonna be trashing me left and right.
Yeah, come up with the headline, Omar. What's the headline going to be for
tomorrow? Group of
young radicals.
Group of leftist college students caught doing drugs on live on YouTube.
Antifa college students caught doing drugs live on air.
Antifa. Yeah, dude. Miles loves doing black bloc protests. Miles getting rowdy.
Honestly, Omar, as long as one of the safeties like doesn't go like in these last 3 picks, like I'd feel pretty decent. But even then, it's like they're probably gonna go to the Niners, and then the Giants are gonna be taking both Holland and Morig.
I think Atlanta is gonna go safety. They lost both of theirs.
Yep, that's potential there. So I'd probably go offense if I were Atlanta.
What trade did the Ravens get this Chiefs pick in?
Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown,
Orlando Brown.
the left tackle.
Yeah, the one that just happened like a week ago.
Oh shit. Okay.
Let's see. I think I got a notification of who they got. Greg Rizzo.
Ooh,
Rizzo.
that's the other one from Miami, the one that opted out. He's a good heir to Jerry Hughes. And again, like a lot of people were projecting him to be like, I guess, the Chase Young or like the best pass rusher in the draft. But again, he opted out instead of playing, this year. So it could be a steal. You could use him like all over the line, but he played a lot of insides. Like he could play 3 tech through 5 tech. So.
Oh, I can't wait to see Mr. Irrelevant on Saturday.
That's what you're looking forward to?
No, it's
It's like
fun.
the weirdest mofo in the world.
I mean,
I don't think I've ever.
we're done.
Actually,
I'm
I'm not
now.
gonna
Like,
lie.
the big picks, like what's coming after here. Oh wow, this guy got caught in the 4th round. No,
They're
that's
so
even
good.
weirder.
There are still good players there. Really good players.
Dak Prescott got drafted in the 4th round.
Oh, there you're at.
Literally, like I think last year was like the first year that I watched the day 3 of the draft like in its entirety, like from 9 a.m. to. I had nothing.
It goes fast.
Yeah, it goes super quick.
Because they just like breeze through it. Like when they're talking about one player, the next player's already picked. You just see like on the bottom that it's just like.
Yeah, there's zero production effort at all. They're just like,
They don't even have the A-list guys there anymore. It's just, it's people you never heard of.
They should
They
get
still get a
us.
steal.
That was Gregory Rousseau from Miami. From Miami.
Yeah.
From Buffalo.
From Miami.
They should get us. ESPN should hire us for day 3.
Honestly.
I think we do a great
not
job.
after this. Fox News is not going to allow that.
We'll get canceled.
If they even let us on the set, we'd be killing it. We'd be doing like player interviews throughout all 4 rounds. Killing it. Nobody
Actually,
else.
You couldn't do interviews faster. Do you know how fast it goes in like the 6th round? You'd be doing the interview and have to move on to someone else.
You have
What
time
you
to
do- what
ask.
you do in the 21st century is you just have it available on the screen. Like, oh, do you want to see more about this player? And then you can watch more right there. It's right 1 click away.
But the thing
We're
is that
just going to be doing an interview though, where we're like, everyone just to get them stacked up.
the thing is we were saying there's no production in this whole thing, and like there's no product. Like they don't even try. Like they just like they talk about one like maybe a player who had like a good year or he's a potential steal, and they talk about him, and the whole time they're talking about him, there's like 2 picks that pass. Like that, like under they just see their name and they just pass.
Yeah, they end up like falling behind by like 12 picks.
That's what sells on TV apparently.
Sometimes they even go on commercial break and then like
Oh yeah, they go.
and the name
Always for the
comes up.
small market teams too. Like they went on commercial break right after the Giants
Cincinnati.
because it was like the Titans, Vikings, and another small market team right after.
Like, I would hate being drafted. Like, I mean, I would hate being like, want to watch because I want to watch like the most of the time like even if they're live, they're talking. They're just the camera's on them talking, and then in the background you just hear that like they made a pick, and then you just see right under it.
It'd be funny if it was that in the background, but it was still Roger Goodell announcing it. Just nobody listening.
I think Baltimore's
Dude,
really about to get Tevin Jenkins.
What was that?
Once
Matt?
the 2nd round ends, Roger Goodell's out of there.
Yeah. At least in the NBA, they used to be Adam Silver.
Oh yeah, but that's only
You
2
gotta
rounds. They
you
don't have
gotta
to. They don't have to
some
stay for.
shooter. Now it's Mark Tatum.
They don't have to stay for 7 rounds, dude.
Oh,
I would do that to anyone.
Mark Tatum always did the second round. Mark Tatum always did the second round, right?
I thought it was Adam Silver. It's
Wait.
usually just the deputy commissioner. that
No,
does
but I'm
it.
saying when David Stern was still around, Adam Silver did it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Someday Mark Tatum will do it. But some other fool will do it in the second round.
But it's only like 30 picks each. Like that's like this one is like 30 picks for 7 rounds or whatever.
Oh yeah, and you might have more than 32 picks in a round because of complimentary picks. So.
Dang,
Looks like
what
we're
is
gonna
taking the
go
Ravens
3.5 hours strong, boys. Good stuff.
still going strong?
And we filled the air with some leftist radical talk.
Pushing to 4 hours.
I swear I felt like the Ravens have been on the clock for the last like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That does feel like forever. The Bills were in it for a minute.
Also, he opted out. No wonder Miami was so garbage this year.
You opted out?
Well, they had Rousseau dropped out, and then they had Jalen Phillips.
Oh, Miami, Florida.
Yeah, Miami.
Yeah,
Remember they had that one year when they like kind of returned and they're pretty decent, and then like they had the
Yeah,
turnover,
the turnover chain year.
and then the
Then
next
they
year
got smacked by Notre Dame that year, though. I remember that.
They had some fool named Al Golden coaching for like 6 years. I know that.
They didn't have a Tate Martell, the greatest high school quarterback prospect ever.
He was
what
Bishop.
happened to that guy?
He's apparently about to go to UNLV, I think.
Oh, because he's from Las Vegas, huh?
Yeah, so
Yeah, my high school played them and they got waxed because they were so good. They had Muhammad Ali's grandson, Biagio Walsh. You guys know that guy?
Was he playing college?
I think he must have been a bust then because he was apparently like the #1 running back in the country or something.
Wait, what's his name?
Look him up.
I think it was like Biagio Walsh or Ali. I don't know.
Biagio Walsh, he said.
what's it called? I do think one of Tate Martell's teammates, Brevin Jordan, I think he's in this year's draft. He's like the third tight end.
Where does UNLV even play football? Are they an FCS?
They're FBS, I think.
Oh, they're FBS. I think they're Mountain West.
Mountain West.
They're Mountain West now?
Yeah, they've been pretty irrelevant for
Have they ever been?
Ever.
Yeah, they've never been relevant in football.
Colin
I
Kaepernick,
think-
University of Nevada system, goated.
I
That's
think
not even the right Nevada school. That's Reno.
No, I know. I remember watching that game with like my entire family because it was like the day after Thanksgiving, including my cousin and her boyfriend who were going to that university at the time. It was pretty cool.
Nevada.
Game. It was one of it was the Boise State Nevada game.
Oh.
I guess I didn't say that.
That would have been when Hawkins was coaching Boise State, probably then.
Yeah, I think you're right. What really? Because they were like the best team. No, it was other guy with it, Chris Peterson. Yeah, but he also has a UC Davis connection.
Oh yeah, Chris Peterson and
Yeah, that's true.
Hawkins are both. I thought Dan Hawkins only coached till 2010 at Boise. I could check though. This is he until 2010 he coached at Colorado. He only coached at Boise State from 2001 to 2005. Colorado, and then the Montreal Alouettes, which is a
CFL.
yeah, the CFL.
For who?
The Montreal Alouettes.
Yeah, for who?
And,
Dan Hawkins.
Oh, Dan Hawkins. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fields went to Georgia, right?
He started at Georgia, yeah.
Yeah, he originally committed to Georgia, and then Kirby Smart, being the smartest man alive, chose Jake Fromm over him.
Are you off? Are you finally off the Jake Fromm train?
Oh, after the text messages,
Yeah,
I'm out.
I'm out. Oh no.
I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
I told you. I literally told you since the longest time. I'm like, he's not a good quarterback. He's not good.
I got out though. Like, it took a while, but that was my first year. Give me a break. But wait, what? Jason Owe. Oh,
He saw
He's a
the
freak.
light.
He's a freak of nature, but he didn't have a single sack. And I mean, it was only 6 games, so it's gonna take a lot of development. He barely started playing high school football when he was like 16. Like that's when he started playing football. Makes sense for them. Yeah, they're probably gonna
Edge rusher.
they develop edge rushers like it's nothing.
So who is Tampa Bay picking?
What's
Who
your
do they-
need?
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Who do they? Maybe a running back?
They literally just ran it back though. They have all their starters back.
I think maybe an edge rusher for Pierre Paul, because isn't Jason Pierre Paul like 32 or something? Like he's old.
He's
He's really old, but he still
He's
played
getting-
really well last year.
He's super athletic. I remember when he was first in the league, he would literally do like backflips, like 10 backflips in a row. He's like a freak athlete.
Maybe an edge rusher to replace him. I think they're good in the secondary. They're fine at linebacker. Receiver, they're fine. Again, running back or edge probably.
Quarterback?
Again, it's probably a reach at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Davis Mills, quarterback Stanford.
Is he good? I've been hearing him, but I've never watched a Stanford game in my life, so I don't know.
I didn't really like him when I watched him. He was kind of underwhelming. His best game was UCLA, and I think everyone's talking about his best game was against UCLA, and even then I wasn't really that impressed by him. He threw like 2 or 3 really bad picks in that game.
Oh no, he lit up UCLA's defense. What a surprise!
Yeah,
Him
exactly.
and the rest of the Pac-12.
It's like whatever. I'm more interested by the receiver he was throwing to. There's this I think there's some Samoan dude named like Simi Fehoko. He is a freak of nature that I am curious about where he goes.
Dude, Jason Owe. He's 6'5", 260, and he ran a 4.39.
Joe Tryon for well, dang it, I got the picks flipped. I think I had Owe going to the Bucks and then Tryon going to the Ravens.
Oh, nice.
I was close, but
Really close. Oh,
Now we got some more.
not Rousseau. That's scary. Uh-oh.
Kind of is. Oh, that Bill's front
Untapped
seven is
potential.
fucking filthy. Oh,
Well,
I had to watch Nick Mullins go up against that front seven this year. It was not fun.
Your mistake was watching Nick Mullins in the first place.
yeah, no, I don't. You should have just not
Okay,
watched any Niners
honestly,
games last
okay,
year.
Monday night game.
I have no place to talk. I saw like Ben DiNucci start a football game.
Yeah, that's right. Ben DiNucci.
Who was the other one that played against the Steelers? Rush? Was it Cooper
Garrett
Rush?
Oh yeah, Cooper Rush.
Or was it? Or am I thinking someone else?
No, Garrett Gilbert.
Oh, Garrett Gilbert.
Barry Gilbert.
Hey,
No.
he was balling. He was balling. Like he should have beat the Steelers. I don't remember what it was, but there was
I like
one play that the refs screwed us over and then lost.
That was the luckiest special teams game I've ever seen in my life. Like, did you see how many times they literally got into like our field, like in our range, because they're literally taking punts like 50 yards, like almost every time.
That was the best
I
special
was
teams
like,
play I've ever
what?
game I've seen from the Cowboys.
That's
the
Mike
greatest.
McCarthy's specialty right there. He knows how to make a mean punt return. One of them was pretty cool though, where they threw it to the opposite side of the field.
Oh yeah. Trick plays. Well, that's the end of the first round.
Who was
Can't
it?
believe we. What?
Sorry, who was the last pick?
Joe Tryon,
Joe Tryon.
edge rusher from Washington.
Interesting.
He was getting a lot of hype. I didn't hear anything about him until like last week, so a lot of people liked him. I think he was like a top 5 edge rusher. So
So that is kind of some reinforcement after
Pierre Paul.
All right, you guys trying to end the live stream, but we can still like talk if you want.
That's not good.
Sure.
Any reflections you guys want to make
Yeah.
before we end it? Like,
We'll wrap up.
Yeah, please.
Wrap up.
One winner of the draft.
I think I think I hate to say it, but I think I like the Giants move.
I was gonna say the
think
Giants.
I think they were able to get a first round pick out of just 9 spots. They were still able to get like a pretty good player. And when you look at what the Vikings got for like moving back 9 spots as well, they got 2/3. So I just think the desperation mixed with like all of that, I think that the Giants definitely kind of they got a first round pick out of it. So I think they had a great first.
I think if they made a better pick, I would have liked it more because I think Tony. Again, I like Tony. He was one of my favorite players, but at the same time, like I didn't think he was like worth taking before Bateman. But it was still, yeah, it's like Omar said, it's worth getting him the first round pick, and it all
Yeah,
really cost him his 9 spots.
yeah, and the first round pick with an Andy Dalton most likely led Bears team for at least part of the year could be pretty valuable.
Yeah, I was thinking that, Michael, but then also part of me thinks, what if Justin Fields is just good right off the bat? Like,
Yeah,
it's possible.
That
he
is
was
a possibility.
like he was a top recruit, right? Elite 11 guy. This dude's him and Lawrence supposed to go number 1 and 2, right? For like so long, I feel like.
yeah,
And I actually kind of like the move for the Bears. Like, I honestly think he's going to be pretty good.
yeah. They got their quarterback finally. All it took them was, the entire existence of their franchise. Like when they finally found a quarterback, but. I don't think the Vikings, yeah, they only got 2 third-round picks from that trade, but they still got that guy that I think a lot of people thought they were going to take at 14. So that could, those 2 third-round picks come in pretty clutch, especially considering the fact they don't have a second-round pick this year. They traded that for Yannick Ngakoue, so
Oh.
they do get 2 thirds now, and so I'm low-key, that might actually be a lot better of a trade now that I think about it, because I forgot that they didn't have a second. And that first third is literally like almost a second-round pick. It's the 66 pick, so not bad.
I'll help them plug a lot of holes. Two extra.
Yeah,
things.
I think I like the Bears move because it's like we talked about it I think before, like teams like the Bears and the Broncos who've had like a lot of difficulty kind of finding, because if you think about the Broncos, if Peyton Manning didn't want to go there in like 2012 or 2013, which in reality who was going to be their quarterback, right? Yeah, so if you you got your quarterback, they made the move and they finally did, and I think I like the pick. And as for the Cowboys, it's pretty rough. Not gonna lie, really wanted a corner.
It was
Really
circumstance beyond their control, really.
Yeah, like I don't hate it. Like I don't hate the Micah Parsons, like because I think Micah Parsons definitely adds a lot more speed to the defense, which is kind of what they needed.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of it is going to be on what they do tomorrow with those 4 picks they have. So
I like how they didn't really panic. Like they didn't try to reach for a corner. Like they traded down, got an extra third-round pick, and then just took the next best player on the board. So a good move. Like definitely, I felt like if this is like 5 years ago, Jerry's reaching for whatever corner he thinks is like fast and athletic. But
no, years ago Jerry would have traded up for Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, 100%. I still can't believe he didn't trade it for Johnny Manziel. Like
That
I
was
certain.
That would seem to be written in stone, I thought.
No, but he literally had like Johnny Manziel actually fell to him.
I know,
So,
and he didn't pick him.
I clearly remember watching that draft, and I was like, they're gonna pick Johnny Manziel, aren't they? Like I was just like, oh my god, they're gonna pick Johnny Manziel. I already know it. And when they announced Zach Martin, I was like, all right, whatever, like it's fine. And he ended up being like a Pro Bowler every year. So
I also think it might be a little bit of a W for the Niners not to have taken Mac Jones at the 3rd spot after everyone thought they were.
It's not a win for doing something you're supposed to do. Like
But we all thought they were going to do the wrong thing. So I mean, at least
Smoke screen is a dub. The smoke screen is a dub for sure.
To me, I thought Trey Lance was always like the 3rd option. I really thought Fields was the best talent we had there. You guys think Lance is more talented than Fields?
I kind of agree with that too.
I think it's definitely split. I feel like because I do know some people that thought Lance was better, And again, Lance could be like he has a ton of physical talent, and he's worth taking a shot on.
He's,
You know,
he's
he's going in the best situation possible. I think NDSU also ran like the same offense that the
20
Niners
too,
ran.
right? He's just 20.
He's a young guy.
Yeah, I think.
Colin Coward's favorite quarterback.
I wonder why.
It's-
But yeah, I think I like the Trey Lance pick. I still think Justin Fields is a better quarterback, but when you look at the Niners and what they have, the potential is there because he has like all the tools you really need, but he really needs to sit for a bit. So, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But they finally, I think,
Season, right? You sit him for most of it, maybe get him like 1 or 2 games near the end, and then second season, take him out of the cage and let him go, let him fly.
well, it depends what happens with Jimmy G. I don't know.
I
He's
think
not
they're
exactly
contract
the
better
healthiest.
this year. Can you get out of it after this year, or do you have to wait 2 years?
You can get out of it this year for Jimmy
Okay.
Yeah.
G.
Yeah, I feel like it's fine then.
I think this is his last year too, unless I'm tripping. But
I still think he has another year after. Yeah, he still has another year after. And if they cut him next year, I mean, even if they cut him this year, it would only be like almost 3 million in dead cap. So it wouldn't be
That's
too bad.
it? Wow.
Yeah. But when you think about it, it's like maybe they just want to have a starter in place because you don't want to just throw Trey Lance out there.
Yeah, I think they should keep him. He's played well when he's healthy.
I think the Chargers also getting Rashawn Slater. That's a huge W for them. Like the Chargers might be a sleeper Super Bowl team. Of course, if they don't get those injuries like they always do, but they've added a lot to that offensive line and got a total steal with Slater at 13.
Their new coaching staff is going to be a huge upgrade, I think.
Brandon Staley.
Better than
I
Anthony
think-
Lynn, I think. They
For
were like
sure.
one of the worst managed team games in like the end of the fourth quarter ever under him.
It was awful. It was a rough watch. It was a rough watch to watch them how they handled it. But I think, yeah, I like the chart. I thought Slater fell a little bit. I didn't think he would get to 13. I saw a lot of people saw him like in the top 10 for sure. I thought Carolina was like made the most sense, and I wish it would have been true. But like I think I like the pick for them. And like I had said when they earlier, if the Chargers can stay healthy, they have a legit squad. They have a legit defense. They got Bosa, Derwin James. They got players. And then the offense too. A second year of Justin Herbert. I think they got something going there.
Any losers maybe that you guys think they totally blew it in the
Ooh.
first round? Because immediately I just can't help but think about the Raiders selecting Alex Leatherwood and reaching on another guy that was probably going to be a second or third round guy.
No, I'm sure that's consensus loser. Like, how can you get a guy who's projected like 40s and you took him at 20?
Because it's the Raiders, man. It's the Raiders. They're different. They're different than everyone else. They don't fold to the norm apparently.
It's a
Same
Gruden
thing
grinder, man.
John, when you got 6 years, 60 million left on your contract, you could do whatever you want, If you're John Gruden, you're like, they're not gonna fire me. I could draft a kicker if I wanted to. Like, they're not gonna fire me.
Just pin it on Mayock.
I one loser. I wouldn't really call it a loser because I have to see what they do the rest of the draft. But Cincinnati not getting any offensive line help and opting for like offensive help, like weapons. I don't know. I don't know if I like that.
I think we have to see their next pick. Like they're picking pretty soon, and you got to hope that they take because Tevin Jenkins is still there. If you get Tevin Jenkins in the second round, that I think I'd feel really good about that. Like that's an immediate upgrade.
Do you like him?
Yeah,
He's a great run blocker, and he's shown a lot in the past. He's also pretty good at passing. So
They don't have options to get O-line. That's why they think they went with Chase. They were kind of hoping that tackles would slide to the beginning of the second round.
It looks like they did. There's also still all the centers are still on the board. Dickerson, Creed Humphrey, Quinn Miners. Those are three guys that they could also be looking at. So, it might not be too bad, Omar. I do get it though. I probably would have taken Sewell. I think also maybe the Packers taking Stokes, like, again, not a bad pick, but it's just like underwhelming as heck. Like, he's probably gonna be fine, but you had Elijah Moore right there. You had Asante Samuel Jr. and you took Eric Stokes.
I don't know. I think the second half of the draft was pretty like defensive and weapons, right? Like there wasn't a lot of offensive linemen, so I think there's gonna be a lot tomorrow. But JOK is still there. Morig is still there. There's definitely talent there.
Yeah, Barmore, Asante Samuel Jr., Elijah Moore. There's some guys like these second round picks. You got to capitalize on them. If you especially like you're the Bengals or the Packers,
or like the Niners or something.
Well, you guys ready to call it? We've been streaming for 3 hours 41 minutes. We're gonna do like one last question to wrap it up. Like, what do you guys think was the biggest surprise in the whole first round?
Justin Fields falling out of
Yeah, Justin Fields.
11, yeah.
And the Bears taking him.
And the Bears trading up for him. Yeah, that's it.
Trading down. So same thing basically.
I think because like I could have swore that if he did fall, someone was gonna trade into the top 10 and pick him. But the fact that he fell all the way to 11, I think that was pretty surprising to me.
Yeah. And then Mac Jones all the way to 15.
I felt normal if like he didn't go at 3. I mean, maybe the surprise is that he didn't go at 3. So.
But that was a big surprise, even though.
I would have roasted you so bad, Bob, if they would have chosen Mac Jones.
Also, Dave Gettleman literally trading down for the first time in his career.
That was huge, Patrick. That made me so happy to see a first-round pick. Let's go! 2 firsts next year. The Giants are here. They're here.
We could take the division this year.
The division's so weak. You never really know.
We have a Super Bowl.
Stay on the field this time. Jimmy G can't stay on the field.
You have a
Glass Prescott gonna stay on the field.
Prescott literally, that was the first time he's been hurt. Literally the first time he's been hurt.
Except when he got clocked outside of the bar on spring break. That one full beat him up. Pretty sure he got hurt then. Pretty sure he took a trip to the hospital.
With the Cowboys, all right? With the Cowboys. I'll clarify. With the Cowboys.
You want to take off stream? You keep talking. We can keep talking for a bit though. If you have more.
All right, sounds good. End the stream.
Oh, you already ended the stream.
That ended it?
It still says live.
It says live top left.
Yeah, it still says live.
Okay, yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Cool.
Yeah, I'll stop.
You guys remember? Let's stop.